Chris, thank you. Welcome to the great city of Chicago and Soldier Field on a frigid night, a very meaningful game. The Bears and the Packers. The Bears' playoff hopes on life support last week have been resuscitated. Now Chicago faces a must-win of their own. Green Bay's playoff hopes are gone. The end of the season for their opponent, that's the motivation tonight. We welcome you to ESPN's Monday Night Football launch, engineered by the GMC Sierra. The temperature's in the single digits, the wind chill below zero. It has been below zero for the last 40 hours in Chicago. For the hail and the hearty of the Bears fans are ready for the oldest rivalry in the NFL, the Packers and the Bears. And there's a lot more meaning than they thought when this weekend started. The Bears can still get in the playoffs. If they win their last two games and the Minnesota Vikings lose when they host the Giants next week, the Bears will get in. Also, if the Bears go win-win and they get help with losses by the Cowboys and the Buccaneers, Chicago will play on to the playoffs. And with that, we say good evening. The wrap-up of Week 16 after tonight. Only 16 games left in the NFL season. And when the Bears last took Soldier Field 11 nights ago, they beat New Orleans and they needed a lot of help. They didn't get it 2 weekends ago, but this past weekend they hit a grand slam. The Cowboys and the Eagles helped out by losing. Then the Vikings lose, and on top of that, a loss by the Buccaneers, and now the Bears have a lot to play for. And coming from up north, the Packers, the team they've seen the most often, the team they like the least. I bring in Tony and Jaws, guys, on this frigid night. Let's talk about the ground game. It's NFC North type football weather, and that means Bears can run it. How they plan to do it tonight will be very important in this game.
The Bears have been trying to replace Walter Payton for a long time. 3 different times they went with a #1 pick to do it. Rashaan Salaam, Curtis Enis, most recently Cedric Benson, none worked out. They may have found what they needed in a #2 pick from, of all places, Tulane. Not exactly a football powerhouse, but Matt Forte at the moment is not only their leading rusher, which you might have expected, he's also caught more passes than anybody on the team.
And Tony, he's a complete back. He plays every down. He accounts for 36.4% of the Bears' offense. That's the second most of any player in the National Football League. But you gotta love his skill set. You know, when he can do all those things, the one thing you almost tend to overlook, he can block as well. When you're an every down back, you have to be able to block. And that's one of the reasons he's my sales diamond in the rough. He does everything. And when you've got a field like we're gonna have tonight, I was just down on the field. It's hard, it's slippery. You want that one-cut kind of back that Matt Forte is. He'll stick that foot in the ground, he'll go downhill. When you've got an offensive line like the Bears that likes that road grader style of running, not getting the outside, but downhill, Matt Forte is the perfect fit for what they're going to want to do tonight.
Extremely productive throughout the year. The first meeting between these teams at Lambeau, Week 11, 37-3. Green Bay dominated Chicago. What do you expect from the Packers offense to try to replicate that here tonight?
Well, they did about anything they wanted to do in that matchup earlier this season, but I think tonight is going to be about the power running game. You'll see a heavy dose of Ryan Grant in this game. In fact, only Clinton Portis has run more times out of the I formation. That's a power running back that you have in Ryan Grant. I think it'll be the downhill running game from Ryan Grant again tonight. And that first matchup, 25 rushes, 145 yards.
First matchup, Green Bay beat Chicago so badly. Recently, Minnesota beat Chicago badly. They're a playoff team. They think they're 8-6 and they can get in 2 different ways. They've got to prove tonight they're a playoff team by beating a divisional team.
Speaking of prove it, not prove it all night, but prove it all year. That's been the story for Aaron Rodgers. It has been his saga in the shadow of Ford, in the shadow of Favre. We will discuss how Aaron Rodgers has handled this season as we get closer to kickoff tonight.
Love rocks this December at Zales. Right now, for a limited time, take an extra 25% off already reduced prices on select items throughout the store. It's just in time for the holidays and only at Zales, America's diamond store since 1924.
Introducing the Pan-Normous from Pizza Hut. A pizza so big it never ends, so the party never ends.
We are never gonna finish this.
Get a 1-topping Pan-Normous pizza for just $12.99. Only from America's favorite pizza.
Welcome into our high-definition home. You can see the entire telecast in your home on ESPN HD, presented by Sears, and the pictures presented by our very talented camera operators in ridiculously cold conditions. They're the best all year long, and they will get the job done for you at home one more night tonight. Our Sears at home here in Chicago. Let's talk about from the Brett Favre era on. The quarterbacks down here for the Bears. 21, most of any team in the NFL in that stretch. Nobody's been to the Pro Bowl since Favre started with the Packers in '92, and they finished in the top 10 in passing just once. So while the Bears, it's a carousel, it's a merry-go-round. Who's going to be the quarterback for the next year or two? In Green Bay, all you do is move over one seat, but it's been a seismic step over for Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, thank you for mentioning Brett Favre. I knew Jaws wouldn't. The biggest gamble of this season began in August when the Packers said thanks but no thanks to Brett Favre and handed their 13-3 team to Aaron Rodgers. That was their Sarah Palin moment, if you will. Every eye in Wisconsin was focused on Ted Thompson, the Green Bay GM, and Mike McCarthy, the coach. And with a shrug of exquisite honesty, team president Mark Murphy said then, quote, "The hardest question I have to answer is when fans ask, are you sure we're going to be better off with Aaron Rodgers," unquote. Well, here in December, with the Packers at 5-9, the answer is no. But it's hardly Rodgers' fault. Statistically, he's had a better year than Favre. After 14 games, Rodgers had 400 more yards, 2 more touchdowns, 5 fewer interceptions. Rodgers, the 8th-ranked quarterback, Favre 15th. Nobody can argue that Rodgers is not a very good young quarterback having a noteworthy season under extreme pressure. The rub is that Favre has 4 more wins. He is the most significant addition on a team that went 4-12 last year and is 9-6 now. Without Favre, the Packers went from 13-3 to 5-9, so do the math. But is Favre better than Rodgers right now? Probably not. But can Packer fans look back and lament that Favre might have done better with a team he took to the NFC title game last year? Sure. Can they look at Favre going to the Pro Bowl, maybe going to the playoffs in Jets green and pine for him? Sure they can. Timing. It's always about timing.
You're absolutely right, Tony. It's always about timing, but it's about time the Packers defense shows up.
Well, it's a night made for running the ball and defense. We'll see how Rodgers and Orton handle it. The Bears, the Packers, and the Bears have to have it on Monday Night Football.
You've been watching ESPN's Monday Night Football launch, engineered by the GMC Sierra, the official vehicle of Monday Night Football.
This 8-passenger crossover is quieter than a Lexus RX 350, and with an EPA estimated 24 miles per gallon highway, it gets better gas mileage than an Acura MDX. The front-wheel drive Buick Enclave, made by GM. Surprised?
Or get this Enclave CX for $32,446 during the Buick Pontiac GMC Red Tag event. Plus, get the best coverage in America. Hurry, Red Tag event ends January 5th.
Hey, Mr. Sunlight, gonna outshine your bright. It's just the beginning of a happy, go fun day. And I'm feeling kinda Sunday. Feeling kinda Sunday.
Sunday can't come soon enough. When you're there, State Farm's there.
ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
frozen lakefront of Lake Michigan, Chicago, Illinois, and Soldier Field. And bless these people. They are unbelievably hale and hearty for being here tonight. Temperature in the single digits. It has not been 10 degrees or warmer in the last 48 hours in Chicago. Since Saturday night walking to dinner, it has been single digits or below zero. Somewhere under there is Mike McCarthy, the Packers head coach, and Lovie Smith says, this is Bears weather. We got Urlacher and Briggs, and our guys don't wear long sleeves, many of them. This is the kind of weather they like to play in. The Packers have won the toss and will receive. Will Blackman set for Robbie Gould's kickoff. And off we go from freezing Chicago. From a couple of yards deep, Blackman bringing it out to the 31-yard line and brought down the special teams tackle by Craig Stelz of the Bears. So here comes Aaron Rodgers. Tony talked about him a moment ago. Jaws, give me your kind of grade on Aaron Rodgers as we are now 7/8 through this season.
You know, it's been a B+ as far as his performance. Certainly you can find some things wrong. His inability late in games to take over games and guide his team to victory. But overall, the body of his work this season has been very good when you consider the circumstances he had to take the position at.
There's no Brandon Jackson for the Packers tonight, so most of the running will be done by Ryan Grant. And first one's a toss, and it's caught by Greg Jennings. Doing it in front of Corey Graham, a gain of about 7 yards, and the pushing and shoving begins. You'll see a lot of that tonight. Let's take you through Green Bay's offense, working with Rodgers, who's his first year as the starting quarterback for the Packers. Ryan Grant came into the week 9th in rushing in the league at over 1,000 yards. John Kuhn will be the only fullback tonight. Corey Hall's out. Jaws the receivers, Driver and Jennings.
Yeah, there's a terrific tandem of receivers, and Jennings really the deep threat, averaging about 17 yards a catch, and he does have 8 receptions for touchdowns.
Mark Tauscher tore his ACL week 14. He is out for the rest of the season. Tony Mall gets the start at right tackle, and we had movement appropriate with the wind chill below zero. That our referee tonight is Ron Winter.
False start. Offense number 75. A 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Do you think they assigned him specifically for that? Did they wait and check the forecast and then make the assignment?
Yeah. You can already see the Packers adapting their game plan to the weather conditions. Normally they're really deep at wide receiver. They like to spread the field, that 3 and 4 wide look. Well, here it is now, but you've been seeing a couple tight ends in the game early. They want to establish the run.
After the 5-yard flag, 2nd and 7, and Grant will run for about 3 yards. Lance Briggs and Mike Brown on the tackle. Lance Briggs going to the Pro Bowl. And Brown, the captain, back there at his strong safety spot.
No, Ryan Grant is a much better runner behind a fullback. He likes to follow the fullback, let him clear the way. In fact, this season, 154 times Ryan Grant has run from deep in the I formation. Only Clinton Portis has run more from that set.
Deshaun Wynn has come in. He's the lone back next to Rodgers on 3rd and 5. Pressure from the Bears. Rodgers throw complete for the first down. It's Driver. Does so much of his work in between the numbers, shy of midfield, and the game's first down.
Mike, you nailed it. You talk about Donald Driver. He loves to work in that 5-yard area between the numbers. That's usually where guys get beat up pretty good, but Donald Driver is tough. Here, the quick release from Aaron Rodgers. Gets up on his toes to throw over the line, puts the ball right on the numbers of Donald Driver. Weather like this, you want to have accurate throws.
Weather like this, you want to be sitting home. That's what you want to be doing.
From the midfield stripe, Ryan Grant to the left. John Kuhn leading the way with the block gains, just a couple of yards. Brown starting the defense. Urlacher finishing. Let's take you through the Chicago Bear defense. It's right in the middle of the pack in the NFL this year. A little bit disappointing after that great season of a couple of years ago. Jaws, Lance Briggs made the Pro Bowl for the 4th consecutive year. Brian Urlacher did not. Tell me what you've seen in your film study of Urlacher's play.
Brian Urlacher is still an outstanding football player. He's very active. His impact plays are down. The sacks, the interceptions, the tackles for losses. But the other thing is, he has not had really good tackle play in front of him. You're a middle linebacker, you like to run. He's not been able to do that.
Donald Lee, the motion man, a 2nd and 8. Throw to Jennings on that edge with Corey Graham. And you could see on that play how tentative the footing is. Outside the numbers is very difficult for the players to get any footing.
Yeah, Mike, I was actually down in the field about an hour ago, and the middle of the field's not very good either, but really on the edges, it is frozen. I think corners are going to have to be very, very careful about driving routes, because one little slip, a wide receiver's going to run right by him for a big play.
Isn't it cool, seriously, to see all the players, all their breath, you know, when they line up to snap the ball? We see our own, but it's better to see theirs.
Football. Needing to get to the 40 for a first down. The Bears bring 4. Pressure from Tommy Harris. The throw by Rodgers is just out of bounds, and it will be 4th down. So the Packers got 1 first down, and then punt. Tommy Harris's pressure made him force it.
Yeah, it was about the pressure. Tommy Harris up the middle forces Aaron Rodgers to move. That's the key. Do not let the quarterback plant that back foot and drive the football. Never had a chance to let the play develop downfield. Tommy Harris, good pressure up the middle.
Devin Hester hasn't taken a kickback for a touchdown this year. He's back to receive. Punting was a disaster in the Packer-Bear game here last year. Jeremy Kapanos is the new punter for the Packers and forces Hester into a fair catch back at the 15-yard line. Long field for Kyle Orton and the Bears, who are coming out. Scoreless game, first quarter.
Ford and Lincoln Mercury announce Employee Pricing Plus.
You pay what we pay.
And it's the plus that sets us apart. The plus means our quality is unsurpassed by Honda or Toyota. And you can count on Ford credit for the financing you need. Best of all, you get employee pricing plus up to $6,000 cash back.
These are the keys to what America needs right now.
To find your best price, visit a Ford or Lincoln Mercury dealer or go to Ford.com.
Celebrate the season with a traditional holiday drink. Hint, it ain't eggnog. Have a great holiday. Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling.
So this is it, huh? Yeah, the IBM Blade Center. It's like 12 times as energy efficient as our old rack servers.
It'll help make us green?
It'll help make us very green.
How?
Like this.
Does this happen every time?
Yeah, pretty much.
The IBM Blade Center with Intel Xeon processors.
Biggie.
Love rocks this December at Zales. Right now, for a limited time, take an extra 25% off already reduced prices on select items throughout the store. It's just in time for the holidays and only at Zales, America's diamond store since 1924.
ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by IBM. When you're ready to stop talking innovation and start doing, visit IBM.com/doing. Zales, America's diamond store since 1924. Capital One Card Lab at CapitalOne.com. What's in your wallet? And Ford, drive one.
Joel and Alpo, 2 guys on our crew we see every week. They do a great job getting these shots for our billboards, and that's a shot of State Street, Chicago, as everyone gets ready for Christmas coming up this week. The Bears and Kyle Orton taking over at their own 15. First play to the air for Greg Olsen. Their terrific tight end, second on the Bears in receptions. He gains a half dozen in front of Aaron Rouse.
That's really what the Bears were about, the short passing game. In fact, in that first matchup against the Packers, which the Bears were crushed, 21 times Greg Olsen lined up, split out as a wide receiver. They like to get him the ball. He can also go deep with double move routes.
Since that ankle injury you see talked about on the bottom of the screen, Orton has not been as productive. It is his second season as the Bears starting quarterback, with 2 seasons on the bench in between. Matt Forte with the carry for a couple of yards. Rouse made the tackle. Tony, give me your feelings on where we sit with Orton now.
Well, I mean, I think with all Chicago quarterbacks, there's the same cynicism that the fans have. They say, let me see it all season, then let me see it in the playoffs. And until you win something for me in the playoffs, I'm not going to care about you. And I think Orton is smart enough to get that, because he says, I want to be the franchise quarterback, but give me a little time. I know I'm not going to win it overnight.
4th year out of Purdue. He's 26 years old. Bunch to the right, and they run up the middle with Forte, and the Packer defense is there with Aaron Campman making the first penetration. So Chicago goes 3 and out, and they'll punt it to the Packers.
Have you ever done a hockey game?
I have not.
Because it's so cold. If we stay here at Wrigley, they're going to have the outdoor hockey game next week. Why don't we just stay and do the hockey game? We're sort of prepped for it.
The Blackhawks and the Red Wings will play in that game over at Wrigley. Wrigley, which is the Bears' home for essentially their first half century in the NFL. Brad Maynard punting for Chicago. Nice kick, beautiful kick. That's over 56 yards. Blackman dropped it, picked it up. Will, a good punt returner. Flag comes down, and he's down at the 33-yard line. 60 yards on the punt. Hunter Hillenmeyer helped make the tackle. A would-be 17-yard return could come back for a push in the back.
So important, Mike, that the coverage players break down early, because with this field as slippery as it is, one move, return man could be gone.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 84 return team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Torrey Humphrey, tight end for the Packers. How cold is it tonight? Look at these folks. You talk about seeing your breath. Everybody does. Very cold night, but a lot on the line for the Bears and the Packers.
College Football Live, your daily source for news, highlights, and expert analysis. Get your college football fix Monday at 3 Eastern, Tuesday through Friday at 3:30 on ESPN.
Find your perfect gift. Like the all-new Acura TL at the Drive Home for the Holidays event. Celebrate the season with low finance and lease offers. Visit your Acura dealer or shopacura.com.
A young lady come in the store, and she was shopping for a phone for her husband for Christmas, but she was concerned that he was going to end up finding out. I told her, I said, we can do the upgrade on your phone, and we'll leave his old phone still activated. When he goes to bed, you take his SIM card out of the phone and put it in the new one, and then wrap it up. Have somebody from another room call the phone, and it'll ring under the Christmas tree. And she thought that was the greatest thing in the world. I could just imagine, you know, the look of excitement on his face when that box started going off.
Lots of choices here.
It's confusing.
Look, most major sports are shot on Sony HD cameras.
So if sports are shot on a Sony, shouldn't you watch them on one?
Yes. I don't really like sports.
No.
Nothing's better for sports than a Sony Bravia HD TV. High definition. It's in Sony's DNA.
Bears, Packers scoreless. Each team's had a drive. We talk about how cold it is here tonight. It's actually fortunate that this is a Monday night game, not yesterday afternoon. The wind chill was 49 below on the field at noon yesterday when it normally would have been a kickoff. Weird, but a break in a tonight game. Rodgers rolling, wants a deep shot. Donald Driver's down here. Couldn't get to it. The coverage was a combination of Charles Tillman and Mike Brown, and it might be worthy of taking some shots deep down the field tonight, given the conditions.
Yeah, really nice job with the design of the play there. In fact, the Packers were trying for the home run. A lot of times when the quarterback comes in that bootleg outside the pocket, he's looking for a little crossing route to short gain. But Donald Driver ran the out and up. The Packers were looking for the big play, didn't get it. Driver was open, Rodgers didn't hit him. And Rodgers has struggled a bit with his deep ball.
Second down, Briggs blitzing, hits Grant, begins the dominoes that Alex Brown cleans up, bringing down Grant for a loss. Give me a little feel of what you've seen out of the Chicago defense this year.
Yeah, and you mentioned the word blitz, and that's what they like to do. They blitz about 36% of the time. My guys are NFL Films that break the tape down for me, track down all these blitzes. Lovie Smith said he likes to blitz about 33% in every game. He's about 36% for the year, so he's getting that number. People talk about that Tampa 2 coverage that Lovie was so involved with. No, the Bears are about bringing the heat. They're about creating pressure on the quarterback, and tonight it's going to be about blitzing in the run game.
3rd and 12. Empty backfield. The Bears bring 5, and underneath. Pass is caught by Ruvell Martin for the first down to the 27-yard line. The Packers have some receivers they can spread it to, and Ruvell Martin in his 3rd year out of Saginaw Valley State in Michigan gets the first down.
Yeah, that's one thing the Packers can do. They can spread the field. Nice job by Rodgers reading the blitz. As you see Alex Brown come in untouched, but the ball is out of the hand of Aaron Rodgers, and an accurate throw to Ruvell Martin.
From the Donald Driver school of get the first down.
Yeah, that's right.
Ruvell Martin. First down throw, down the middle for Jennings. Oh, almost an interception by Corey Graham, as they'll be locked up a lot tonight.
Corey Graham does a really nice job. You'll see him here at the bottom of the screen. Excellent leverage right there. Now he drives inside the route. No, he can play outside because he knows he's got that safety to the inside. But once the ball is in the air, he does a really good job of undercutting the route.
Just his 2nd year in the league, was a 5th-round draft pick last year out of New Hampshire. Stepped in and really done a nice job. Rodgers 2nd and 10. A lot of throws here thus far. Driver complete. Briggs, the only Pro Bowler for the Bears, comes over to help make the stop 3rd down.
You'll notice that so many people on the Bears are not wearing long sleeves, not wearing sleeves at all. Lovie Smith told us the other day, and as a direct quote, it says something about our guys when our offensive linemen, our defensive linemen, mostly our defense, go out there without sleeves. Yeah, it says you're crazy. That's exactly and only what it says.
That's what it's Chicago. It's Green Bay. That's the way they are. Throw some goose grease on there and go play.
3 runs, 8 passes so far for the Packers. 3rd down, been a good down for Rodgers this season. Blitz off the corner. Got rid of it before he went down, and it's incomplete.
And that was a very aggressive blitz by the Chicago Bears. It's called zero coverage. Man-to-man across the board. Bring one more than they can block. The Bears are playing pressure defense. You'll see right there, Aaron Rodgers has no shot, has to get rid of the football. Here, right in his face, Danielle Manning, unblocked. Bring one more, bring the heat, zero coverage. It's risky, but it can be effective.
It's really risky against a good passer, isn't it? Really risky.
Hester back deep, brings the fans to their feet. Jeremy Kapanos with the kick. Hester has room, a 43-yard kick. Hasn't brought one back in a while. And won't do it here as he's pulled down at the 36-yard line. The tight end, Jermichael Finley, making the tackle. Danielle Manning's become the big return guy with his kickoff returns. Chance to come in a dime situation and nearly get a sack of Aaron Rodgers.
Come on, we're late. Move, people. Boss, we're 2 continents behind schedule.
Oh, hold your eggnog. I'm building my own Capital One credit card. I'll go with cash back and a jolly good rate.
But, sir, the reindeer are getting antsy.
Now I'm gonna upload a photo from my beach house.
Mrs. Claus is a lucky woman, sir.
Yes, she is.
Personalize your card at Capital One Card Lab. Choose your rewards, interest rate, even upload your own image at CapitalOne.com.
What's in your wallet? Let's roll.
Okay, so you're driving up to the lake for the weekend when suddenly a big boat pulls up next to you and you notice, hey, it's yours. That's when it occurs to you that while having a lot of towing power is nice, a little control to go with it would be great too. Enter the all-new 09 F-150. It's got the most towing and now an advanced trailer sway control system. And guess what? It's standard. Anchors away, baby. It's not just a new truck. It's a new F-150.
All right, international shipping. Well, that means a lot of documents, waybills, and commercial invoices in triplicates. But if you go online with UPS, you can make that paperwork go away, making the process faster and easier to manage. Not to mention, you're saving a few trees. It's not just international shipping, it's paperless international shipping, only from UPS. There, now you're done.
Coaching icons square off in the granddaddy of them all, the 2009 Rose Bowl game presented by Citi. Penn State USC. Coverage begins New Year's Day at 4:30 Eastern on ABC. The Rose Bowl lives here.
Soldier Field, Chicago, which was refurbished significantly in 2003. And the first game played in here that year was a Monday nighter against the Packers.
They didn't refurbish the booth by putting glass in it, though, did they? They kept it open.
It would be open no matter what. First down for the 35. Matt Forte looking for space in a Green Bay defense that has been much maligned over the last couple of weeks. Able to make the tackle. Let's take you through the players on that Chicago Bear offense. We mentioned Kyle Orton started his rookie season, went 10-5, didn't start the last two. This is his second full year as a starter, won the job from Rex Grossman. Ron, we alluded to it a few times. How about the Devin Hester at receiver experiment this year?
Well, it's no longer an experiment. I believe that Devin Hester has made great progress as a wide receiver. When he's on the field, they look to get him the football. Not in those little bubble screens mostly, but deep down the field and a lot of double moves.
Hard count by Orton trying to get the Packers to move offside, and the penalty marker is down.
You may not think it's an experiment anymore.
No, no. Offense number 43. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
But there is considerable debate in Chicago as to whether or not it's a smart thing to do to take a Hall of Fame returner, which he showed in his first 2 years, and change him up, take him off, kickoff returns completely, make him a wide receiver, and people in Chicago wonder, is that the smart way to go?
I believe it is, because he's on the field an awful lot more snaps as a wide receiver than he is returning punts or kickoffs. More opportunities to give you explosive plays. He is getting it as a wide receiver. The light's going on over the last few weeks.
After the penalty, backed up, second and long, and a run with Forte to the 35. Well, 3rd and 10 coming up. To that point, why did they do this? Well, look at where the Bears receivers ranked. 29th in the league in receptions, 27th in receiving yards, and in touchdown receptions, also in the bottom quarter of the league. And Chicago fans say, really, tell me something I haven't heard before. This is year after year, the Bears constantly looking for a receiver.
Here's the pushback. 11 kickoff and punt return touchdowns in his first 2 years. 11, none now.
Hester's bottom of the screen. Al Harris ready to hit him in the man-to-man. 3rd down for Orton, who throws the other side. Receiver slip, trying to cut back. That was Brandon Lloyd. The pass is incomplete, and the Bears go 3 and out for the second consecutive drive.
Yeah, actually a good throw by Kyle Orton. Brandon Lloyd was trying to settle in that hole. His feet just came out from under him. If he was able to settle down, it would have been a completion for a first down by the Bears. Orton did a nice job of anticipating that throw. Protection was solid. That was one you got to say the field had something to do with that incompletion.
Wind is at the back, going right to left, and a good first punt from Brad Maynard, who's excellent cold weather kicker. This one considerably shorter. Will Blackman missed it, never touched it. It's going to go and be touched at the 2. Did the Bears control it before taking it into the end zone? Bears fans think it was touched. Let's see on the replay. I didn't think Blackman touched it, but we'll check it out one more time. That'll be the conversation. Does Blackman touch it? You saw the white kick up on the chalk. Have to get a second look at that. It didn't touch his hands. Doesn't touch his feet. Nope, doesn't look like it changes. No. And then the Bears are trying to down it.
Ruling on the field, the ball did not touch the receiving team player. Kicking team player carried the ball into the end zone. Therefore, it is a touchback.
Bears were unable to get control of it. No, you don't have it inside the 1. Your guy took it into the end zone. It went hoping to challenge. They're looking at the replay. We'll see if he does when we come back.
Knowledgeable fans.
Lots of choices here.
It's confusing.
Look, most major sports are shot on Sony HD cameras.
So if sports are shot on a Sony, shouldn't you watch them on one?
Yes. I don't really like sports.
No.
Nothing's better for sports than a Sony Bravia HD TV. High definition. It's in Sony's DNA.
You don't need a stadium or lines painted on the grass. All you need is a patch of ground and someone on the other side of it. This is America. This is football. This is why we love the NFL. And only at Bank of America can you get your favorite team logo on your checks, check card, and credit card. Are you an NFL fan? Prove it with NFL banking, only from Bank of America, official bank of the NFL.
The NBA on Christmas Day on ABC. The tradition continues. We'll be out in Phoenix, and we'll be a lot warmer. Spurs-Suns is our first game. We'll see Duncan and Nash and Shaq, and then a rematch of the NBA Finals, the Celtics and the Lakers. It all gets going for you on Christmas Day. 2 Eastern GMC NBA Countdown. There's a great Magic Johnson sit-down with Kobe Bryant. We'll get our NBA coverage going on the home of the finals, ABC.
And Tony and I will be watching you, Mike. And we really will.
Indoors.
Indoors.
Now, conversation here with the officials. First off, the fans have wanted Lovie Smith to challenge the fact that Blackman hit the ball. Great replays right away showed you the ball didn't change trajectory. Now they're asking the question about what happened with downing the ball back there near the 2-yard line. Did the receiving team carry it into the end zone? Where was his momentum? The hustle down there, starting by Tremaine McBride to get to it.
That's a great play there.
Kevin Jones, the former Lions running back, gets to it over at the 1-yard line. Has possession of it, but his momentum carries it on into the end zone. And now the conversation with Ron Winter and Lovie Smith.
If Jones would just knock the ball out of bounds or stopped right there, that's where the Packers would have started this drive. He carried it in the end zone.
They must have thought that it was a live ball and that they were going to get a touchdown out of it. They must have thought that by their actions of taking it right in.
Quite possibly. You're absolutely right, Tony. He could have thought that. Thought he had a touchdown.
And Lovie will challenge now, and we'll see exactly what he's going to challenge. Just threw the flag. And here's Ron Winter.
Chicago has challenged the ruling on the field, but the ball did not touch the receiving team player.
Okay, so we'll take a peek at it one more time. Live, it looked like it was clean to me, and then on the replay, I didn't see the trajectory of the ball change if it would have touched Will Blackman's leg. So this is the first challenge used by the Bears. Take a peek. Ron Winter will be looking at this while you step away for a minute. Scoreless in the first.
Disciplined investing. It isn't about star fund managers. At T. Rowe Price, it's about experienced investment teams that stay the course. For a 10-year period, over 70% of our mutual funds beat their Lipper average. Low-cost mutual funds from T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Request a complete prospectus or profile with investment objectives, risks, fees, expenses, and other information to read and consider carefully before investing.
Move over, eggnog. We're working this holiday party. Refreshing Sierra Mist Cranberry Splash is back. Available in regular and dyed for a limited time. So start a new holiday tradition now.
Ford and Lincoln Mercury announce Employee Pricing Plus.
You pay what we pay.
And it's the plus that sets us apart. The plus means our quality is unsurpassed by Honda or Toyota. And you can count on Ford credit for the financing you need. Best of all, you get employee pricing plus up to $6,000 cash back.
These are the keys to what America needs right now.
To find your best price, visit a Ford or Lincoln Mercury dealer or go to Ford.com.
Tuesday, January 6th, ABC has a show that lets men be men.
I don't like beer. I prefer appletinis. They make me feel fancy.
ABC Scrubs, all new episodes premiering Tuesday, January 6th on ABC.
Okay, the question is, did the ball hit Will Blackman's foot on the way by? Lovie Smith looked at some replays while we were away, and his coaching staff said challenge it. This angle, it looks like the ball touches the front of his foot and then moves forward. From the side angle, it doesn't look like the trajectory changed.
The ruling on the field stands. It is the touchback. Ball is first and 10 on the 20-yard line. Chicago is charged with their first team timeout.
And the Bears can only challenge one more time. Even if it's successful, they cannot earn a third.
That was very close. Originally, I thought no chance, but that end zone shot showed it was very, very close.
But on this one, I don't think so.
Here's what I agree, Mike. It was just kind of the angle.
I mean, and it's darn close. Drive 3 for the Packers. They have 2 first downs in their first 2 drives. Grant sweeping to his right and going nowhere. Boy, the Bears are really aggressive on defense. Nick Roach, the second-year backer from Northwestern, north of here, made the tackle.
Meanwhile, to show you the psychology, the group psychology of the fans, during that break, they brought on a local weatherman, or weatherwoman, actually.
Yes, named Amy Freeze, by the way.
Aptly named, who announced it was 7 degrees and a -12 wind chill, got the biggest cheer of the night. As Chicago fans said, look at me, I'm tough. I'm out here in the cold.
Amy Freeze cannot be her real name, right? Grant lost 2 on the carry.
Linda Freeze, I believe is her real name.
4 carries for 1 yard. 2nd and 12, and here's Rodgers. Throws on the run complete for the first down at the 33-yard line. Good job by Rodgers to keep it alive. The rookie Jordy Nelson, his 31st catch of the year.
Yeah, this is where Aaron Rodgers really excels. Outside the pocket, he's got a 112.7 quarterback rating, which is phenomenal. You can see right down here, when he gets outside the pocket, he's looking downfield. He looks for the pass option first. Look at his eyes downfield, looking for a receiver. Then he finds Jordy Nelson. Doesn't tuck the ball away, looking to run, looks to complete the pass, get the ball in the hands of your playmakers.
Rodgers, another first down throw out of the compressed pocket. The fullback Kuhn propels himself to the 45-yard line. He laid the lick on Lance Briggs and Kevin Payne. But a gain of 13. Kuhn, his 3rd catch on the season.
Yeah, nice job by Aaron Rodgers. The Bears went into a zone defense. They dropped everyone deep. You had Kuhn just check down over the middle. A lot of teams call this check middle. Look downfield. It's zone coverage. Hey, take a positive play. Of course, Kuhn makes it a little more positive, running over a couple people.
It's been more passing than running for the Packers. Out of a pass look, they draw it with Grant for just a yard or so. You see that run. That was their 5th run compared to 11 passes. In this condition, are you surprised to see a 2-to-1 pass-to-run ratio?
Yeah, I really am. You know, the ball is hard. It's slick. You can't feel it. Receivers normally don't like to catch the ball in this kind of weather, you know, because it's hard when they catch it. So I am surprised that we're seeing as much passing as we are. But the Packers are a passing team. That's what they do. Like, they're coming out right now, spreading the field with 3 wide receivers and a 4 wide look.
2nd and 8 for Rodgers. Deflected, a job by Manning, and it is intercepted into the waiting arms of Alex Brown. His 5th career interception for the D lineman. Big impact on the blitz by Danielle Manning. One nearly forced a sack. This one forces a turnover, deflecting it. Alex Brown the pick, and the Bears have the ball in Packer territory. No first downs yet for Chicago.
Move over, eggnog. We're working this holiday party. Refreshing Sierra Mist Cranberry Splash is back. Available in regular and dyed for a limited time. So start a new holiday tradition now.
This Christmas, critics are wild about the spirit.
You know what he can do.
Shut up and bleed.
Calling it brilliant, jaw-dropping, one of the best films of the year. It will blow you away.
You're not making this easy.
It's heart-pounding, eye-popping, mind-blowing, wild fun.
I run a very lucrative operation, and I'm great eye candy.
From the creator of 300 and Sin City. The Spirit.
I'm on my way.
Rated PG-13 in theaters Christmas Day.
The Bears, always up there near the league leaders in takeaways under Lovie Smith, continue their 22nd interception of the year. Alex Brown, former Gator, comes up with the pick as Aaron Rodgers had a pass batted for the 5th time this year. The Bears do a lot of that, deflecting passes at the line of scrimmage, 26th time. And that one turned into a turnover. 6 plays, 14 yards for Chicago in the first 2 drives. Orton to Hester, using the speed. Near the first down at the 38-yard line. Charles Woodson over to make the tackle.
Yeah, this is what Devin Hester brings to their offense. You want to get him the ball in space. Here he just runs a little stop route in the middle of the field. You see A.J. Hawk in the coverage. That's not going to work. Devin Hester's just too quick. Going to be tough for Hawk to make that play. You start playing those zone covers, you check the ball down to Hester. He's going to give you a lot of first downs. In this case, 2nd and about a half yard.
He's too quick for a real Hawk. Yeah, not just a guy named Hawk.
2nd and 1, a quick count run with Forte, who had a toe injury, curtailed his practice this past week, but he gets the first down at the 37-yard line, the first down of the game for the Bears.
You know what you were talking about before, about how the Bears take away the ball so often?
No.
You remember a conversation we had with Lovie Smith maybe a year ago when he said, we don't want to just take it away.
Yes.
We want to take it away and score on that play. Not a lot of faith in your offense, obviously, but that's what they teach.
Yeah, but that's
score on that play.
But every team teaches that, Tony. That's a mentality you have to have on the defensive side of the ball.
1st and 10, Forte, nice job trying to cut back upfield, gets to the 34-yard line. Johnny Jolly, the tackle. Here's the Bears takeaway story. Tied for 2nd most in the league this year. That's 24 games in a row with a takeaway. Longest streak in the league. And since Lovie Smith has taken over this team as head coach, 170 takeaways, leads the league.
I call that good coaching.
They all teach that. All
they all talk about it. Lovie obviously teaches it better.
That much. He's the only one I ever heard say that specifically.
Teams practice that stuff. Rip the ball out, punch it out, tackle the football.
Forte seeking space to the right, but Roberto Garza got no push on the D-line. Brian Pickett, who was in on that last play, my mistake a moment ago, makes the tackle and brings us to the end of the first quarter. Nobody running the ball. Forte has 7 carries, 12 yards. Ryan Grant, 5 carries, 3 yards. It's cold, it's scoreless, and the Bears need it to keep their playoff hopes alive on Monday Night Football.
Thanks for the heads up, Mike.
Red Bull, new year, no limits. 11 p.m. Eastern, live on ESPN.
In this house, we're all about tradition. I wouldn't change one thing about this house.
Can we keep it?
Oh, I think so.
The Samsung Series 7 Plasma with a touch of color finish. When beautiful design is the name of the game, imagination lives.
Shaun White snowboarding, rated E10 to T.
Holiday greetings from Budweiser. From our family to yours, we wish you a very safe and happy holiday season.
Sirs, your comments on global warming.
It's definitely hot. Just like the NFC North's running game.
It's a pass-happy league, but this division likes to keep it on the ground.
When you've got Adrian Peterson and Ryan Grant, why not?
Does that help?
Tune into the best team in football. Sunday NFL Countdown presented by IBM, Sundays at 11.
Back in Chicago, the wind chill below 0. The Packers and Bears meeting for the 177th time, and Danielle Manning's defensive presence. A near sack of Aaron Rodgers and a deflection that allowed a little gator chop from the former Florida Gator, Alex Brown, with the interception. That has the Bears with the ball.
Oh, please.
That's your, Is that your son Michael up in the stand?
No, I hope not. That's nuts.
Wow.
That's Hello Hospital. Come on.
Wow. Second quarter, Soldier Field, no score. Mike Tirico, Tony Kornheiser, Ron Jaworski, Susie Culver down there on the field here tonight. The 34, 3rd and 8. Packers bring some pressure. Orton cannot get away. He'll gain a yard, but a good job to chase him down by Jason Hunter out of Appalachian State. 3rd year in the league. He forced a fumble on Rex Grossman for a touchdown in the meeting at Lambeau.
Yeah, once again, a good job by the Packers' discipline, staying in their lane. This has been a problem with them over the last, that 4-game losing streak. They have not played with their gap discipline or integrity of their defense. There they stayed home. They forced Orton to run with the football, stopped them short of the 1st down.
A little panic look. I think there's one player missing from the field right now for the Bears. It is Jason Davis. Field position will not compromise them. They'll take the penalty for 5 yards. We'll see what the Packers choose to do, accept it or decline it. By the way, that last play was officially credited as a sack. Our great stat man Marty Aronoff informs us. So Jason Hunter picks up the sack on that play.
Well, Marty hasn't frozen yet. That's good.
What was the over-under on when he would freeze, Jaws? What was that, huh?
He's got so many layers on down there, I can't even see him.
Delay a game. Offense. Penalties decline. Remains 4th down.
All of our group here in the booth, Mike Black, our spotter, Marty, and also all of our camera operators we showed you before, all the people with the microphones down in the field, the parabolic microphones to bring the sounds. I mean, this electronic equipment and people are not made to work in below 0 wind chill. And hope you're enjoying the game somewhere warm as we salute the women and men of our crew. We've been great all year and wrapping it up here in Chicago in these tough conditions. Maynard has been excellent punting it inside the 20, and he does just that. That doesn't look like a good kick, but Maynard is a specialist at pinning the opponent inside the 20, and that one gets him to the 9.
This looks like Tony's 2-iron. I mean, this is a low-line drive. This is beautifully done. I mean, Major does a terrific job of just knocking this ball. You just don't see much of this anymore. The old coffin corner kick. That was perfectly executed by Brad Maynard.
Lovie Smith was telling us he really likes the specialists they have in Robbie Gould and Brad Maynard. They handle cold weather very well.
That was magnificent.
Bears fans getting into it. Packer drive starts at the 9. Flag down, Grant down. Gain of 1. Adewale Ogunleye made the tackle. Bears look to be offside.
Offside. Defense number 91 lined up in the neutral zone. A 5-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
Tommy Harris. Down to the field and Susie Culver. Suze, how you doing?
Hey, Mike, this is kind of silly, but you guys were wondering if the local weathercaster, Amy Freeze, if that was her real name. She came and found me on the field to say, yes, that's her real name. She showed me her driver's license. You haven't seen the birth certificate.
Thank you, Suze. Every answer just a second away. Rodgers throws complete to Driver, trying to stop on a dime and lose Corey Graham. He got to the 23-yard line for the 1st down.
Yeah, I think you'll see the Packers, out of those run formations, go with the play action passes. Mike Brown and Kevin Payne, the safeties for the Browns, are nosy players. They want to get down near the line of scrimmage. You can suck them up out of position. Here it's a short pass. I think eventually they'll try to go for the home run over the top.
Not an easy night to be a DB, especially outside the numbers with the footing so poor. Rodgers, good strike in the middle for Driver again. Payne makes the tackle at the 40, but it's a 1st down pickup of a dozen.
Yeah, really nice job by Donald Driver. You understand he had Lance Briggs on his hip. He kind of bended that back to the inside. An excellent anticipation by Aaron Rodgers. You'll see the throw right there. Get it on the numbers again. I like the accuracy of the throw. In weather like this, you want to put it on the body. Really good job right there by Driver, shielding himself from Lance Briggs.
I miscounted by 1 stripe. It's a gain of 17. Driver has 4 grabs on the night. Toss Grant. Couldn't get a push from Jason Spitz. The offensive line was pushed back. Tommy Harris leading the charge, a loss of 2. We mentioned Donald Driver and his passes over the middle. Jaws, a little bit of what you're talking about. since 2005, entering tonight, 233 of his receptions inside the numbers, almost 3 out of every 4. Highest percentage of any receiver in the entire NFL.
That's amazing, because, you know, that's where wide receivers earn their money. You catch the ball between the numbers, you're going to get
courage,
hit.
right?
Oh,
that's
no,
courage
he's
when
tough.
you do that.
Yeah, no, Donald Driver is tough.
2nd and 11 for Rodgers, and Ryan Grant gets plastered by Lance Briggs. Still a pickup about 6, with 3rd and 5 coming up.
Well, their running isn't working at all. Not at all. So they're going to keep doing this, right?
Yeah,
short passes instead of runs.
And it's the way to go. If the Bears are going to play some of that zone defense, again, you see that middle check. Good quarterback's going to know. You can't get it to the outside against that zone coverage. Check it down, pick up 5 or 6 yards. You're not always going to get the big play down the field, but you want to have that positive play, 4 yards or more.
Danielle Manning in these situations a couple of times has come on a blitz. He's to Rodgers' right, and now is motion to cover Driver. Fooled you. Playing a cat and mouse game with Rodgers. He's got nobody to go to. Now finds Jennings on the sideline. Complete to Greg for a first down at the 45-yard line. Good job by Rodgers to keep the play alive.
No question. You know, quarterbacks in this league have to extend the play. The mobility is an option. Here, Rodgers, great protection in the pocket, looking downfield. He's ready to run right there. He kind of tucked the ball, but then he saw there was nowhere to go. Now he's looking for a lane, nothing there. Now the eyes come back up downfield, and he finds his receiver, Greg Jennings. Well done.
Play action, back to Jennings. Got it to the 38-yard line. You know, on Rodgers, you watch him tonight, you watch him during the year, and you say, the guy has done almost everything as well as he could have this year.
He's done almost everything as well as the guy before him, which I'm willing to admit, Brett Favre. The one thing he hasn't done that well is in positions to win a game in the 4th quarter in what is essentially his rookie season. He is 0 for 7. Once he starts winning games in the 4th quarter, everybody's going to say, wow, we've got the quarterback we've been looking for to replace Brett Favre.
He's completed 12 of 17 tonight. Nobody open downfield, out of the box, throws it away, incomplete.
It's a pretty tough shoes to fill.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Pretty tough shoes to fill.
Oh, Mark Anderson flushed him there.
3rd and 2 at the Bears 37.
And again, there was one of those times, you know, you got 2nd down a couple yards ago, you take your shot. They went to play action. There was nothing downfield, but I like the way Aaron Rodgers did not try to force the throw. That's been the problem he's had, Tony, at the end of ball games, where he's thrown the interceptions, made the bad decision. It's not there, throw it away.
Visiting with Mike McCarthy, their head coach, last night. He's very pleased in the overall body of work, that subset you spoke of, end of game situations, the one where he thinks Rodgers needs to improve. Throwing on 3rd and a couple, downfield for Jordy Nelson, incomplete. Great play by Corey Graham again. 4th down, Packers likely to punt it.
Yeah, Corey Graham was in perfect position, riding that hip of Jordy Nelson down the field. In fact, boy, look at that. Look at that right there. Just beautifully done by Corey Graham at the last second, reaching his arm up, seeing the football, tipping it away. Boy, that is textbook corner coverage.
Greg Capanos is in punt
8th NFL start. He came in once Nathan Vasher was hurt. Jeremy Capanos will try to do what Brad Maynard just did. It's a snap to the backup quarterback, Matt Flynn, out of LSU, who runs for a first down at the 30-yard line. Well, the Bears didn't recognize that Flynn was there as the personal protector. They should have called timeout when they saw that. They didn't, and the Packers keep the drive alive.
Or the defense has to be aware. Not necessarily called a timeout, but you see number 10. Wow, you're not normally going to see a number 10 as your protector up in the middle of that offensive line. Flynn looked downfield to throw the football, took it for the first down with the run.
And Hunter Hillenmeyer, the Bears, was hurt on the play. Packers have it at the 30-yard line. Timeout.
You need more than a car. You need a car company. And Nissan delivers with 0% financing and $1,500 total cash back on Altima. All offers end January 2nd. Nissan delivers.
All right, you're a business. Well, say you want to improve customer service and keep your overall budget in line. But with UPS, you have the options to control the speed and the cost of your shipping. They have more express shipping options than anyone, from 2 days to same day. It's whatever speed you need. It's not just your business. It's your business with UPS. Whoa, that was close.
What happens when you grant a wish?
It's perfect! I love it!
Savings worth waiting for at the last-minute gift sale at Sears. Get 40 to 60% off thousands of wishes in fine jewelry like select watches, gold, silver, diamonds, and gemstones, including these sparkling wishes. Your choice, just $99.99. Take 50 to 60% off women's sweaters and coats to beat the winter chill. Plus, save 60% on robes and sleepwear. Time runs out Wednesday. Don't just give a gift, grant a wish. Sears.
You need more than a car. You need a car company. And Nissan delivers with 0% financing and $1,500 total cash back on Altima. All offers end January 2nd. Nissan delivers.
ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Nissan. When you need it most, Nissan delivers. For attractive lease and finance options, visit your Nissan dealer. This holiday, don't just give a gift, grant a wish. Sears. And UPS. What can Brown do for you? Find out at ups.com/whiteboard.
Great shots of the terrific city of Chicago with our aerial coverage provided by DirecTV. Hunter Hillenmeyer helped off the field, limping. Packers keep this drive alive with a fake punt, so it's the 10th play of the drive that started back inside their own 10. Ryan Grant runs to the right to the 25-yard line. The story in the NFC for the Bears impacted on this panel by the Vikings. The Vikings lost to Atlanta means at 9-6, Minnesota can be tied tonight by the Bears for the division lead. Chicago's also in the mix for the wild card. Atlanta has secured one wild card berth. All of the permutations, somebody's got to do that. Insignificant if the Bears don't win tonight. And right now, they're getting all they can handle from the Packers, who are honestly having the better of play. Grant up the middle to the 13. Mike Brown makes the tackle, but it's another first down for Green Bay.
On that chart with the NFC playoff teams, Arizona's attempting to become the first team to ever go 8-18 and make the playoffs. Because they continue to lose.
You know, we just saw that replay right there, and Brian Urlacher guessed where the play was going. He lost his discipline of holding his spot in the middle. He guessed, he was wrong. It was a gasher up the middle by Ryan Grant.
Look at that domination there by the Packers. 9 first downs for Green Bay, 1 for Chicago. Grant met by Kevin Payne, only gains a yard. And guys, when we visited with the Packers, I don't think it would be understating it to say that for Mike McCarthy's team, what's the motivation? You're 5-9, your season's done. Yeah, you'd like to win out and get 7-9. If you can end the Bears season and they won't go to the playoffs because of your game, that makes it a very happy Christmas in Wisconsin. It's a little, but it means a lot to the people back in Wisconsin.
Didn't we used to hear this for many, many years, the phrase, they plain don't like each other?
Yes, yes, that's right.
Didn't we hear that?
And they don't.
At the 13, Grant right, put a foot in the ground and cut it up the field to the 7. Again, this drive started way back at the 10-yard line. It's been very impressive.
It is ironic, isn't it, that the one team that would come here and not be affected by the cold weather is the team they're playing. It would be Green Bay.
Right.
Like, that's a total wash, this kind of weather.
Packers doing a nice job of working to the right side of their offensive line behind Jason Spitz, Tony Mull, and the tight ends. 2 tight ends, Donald Lee and Torrey Humphrey. They've done a real nice job on the right side of moving that Chicago defense.
Bears change personnel late. Packers have 4 receivers. Rodgers very good in the red zone. Fires, touchdown, Green Bay Packers. Greg Jennings, his 9th touchdown reception of the year, and a terrific 91-yard, half the quarter drive puts the Packers on the board first.
And that was a laser by Aaron Rodgers. It just whistled by Lance Briggs. You'll see the ball just tightly out of his hand. There's Lance Briggs, number 55, just can't even get his arms up quick enough to knock that ball down. And Greg Jennings, a yard deep in the end zone, squeezes it in.
Mason Crosby on for the extra point. Knocks it through. The hold on that play from the extra point came from Matt Flynn. The quarterback did a heck of a job on the fake punt to keep this drive alive. And Rodgers to Jennings. And the Packers lead the Bears in a game the Bears have to play into January. 7-0.
Trey Wingo here. If you thought the playoffs began in 2 weeks, you're wrong. For a lot of teams, they begin week 17. NFL Live will break down all the scenarios, who needs what to happen to whom. NFL Live, Mondays through Fridays, 4 o'clock Eastern, right here on ESPN.
Everything worth listening to is now on Sirius XM. 69 commercial-free music channels. The most talk, news, and entertainment. Every major sport. New programming, new choices, new prices. Over 130 channels. Add the best of Sirius to your XM subscription or the best of XM to your Sirius subscription free for 3 months. Hear what over 35 million listeners can't get enough of. Sirius XM.
Find your perfect gift. Like the 5-star crash safety rated Acura MDX at the Drive Home for the Holidays event. Celebrate the season with low finance and lease offers. Visit your Acura dealer or shopacura.com.
Lots of choices here.
It's confusing.
Look, most major sports are shot on Sony HD cameras.
So if sports are shot on a Sony, shouldn't you watch them on one?
Yes. I don't really like sports.
Nothing's better for sports than a Sony Bravia HD TV. High definition. It's in Sony's DNA.
Green Bay Packers have controlled the game. Just look at their last drive compared to what the Bears have done tonight. The Packers more plays, many more yards, time of possession, and the touchdown from Mike McCarthy's team, 7-0 lead. Danielle Manning's made an impact as a kickoff return man for the Bears over the last month. Touchdown last game against New Orleans. Manning through the middle. Danielle Manning hanging on is Jared Bush. Finally able to bring him down at the 28-yard line. "71 yards for Manning. They took Devin Hester off kickoff return. Put Manning on, and the kid from Abilene Christian's been making magic.
Well, he just sets the wall right here. He yells go, and he is gone. An excellent job by the wedge of just blowing a big old hole, and Danielle Manning does the rest and carries defenders for about 18 to 20 yards.
That's like bull riding, where guys are just piling on, and he keeps going. He keeps, look at this.
He is not going to be denied.
2.5 times the Bears' total yardage for the game on that kick return. Now will they make him pay? Orton up top, complete. Brandon Lloyd catches it at the 13. First down, Bears.
Really nice job by Kyle Orton in the pocket. He was looking left, then he slid a bit left. We'll take a look at it here. Here's Kyle Orton off the play action fake. Left, not there. Here comes the pressure. Get rid of the football. Nice throw down low. Only Brandon Lloyd can go down and get it. Good job by Lloyd getting his numbers down to the football, not just reaching down. Get your numbers down, make the catch, elbows under the ball. Beautiful job by Brandon Lloyd.
Bears in the red zone. They're about an average team in here. Forte with a nose into the pile for a gain of 2 to the 11. An impact by Manning, who scored 10 touchdowns in 3 seasons in college at Abilene Christian, 3 of them on kickoffs. Left after his junior season, very unusual for a Division II player. And he wears number 38 because that's the number of hours he needs to get his degree and graduate, and he plans on going back and doing it.
Where did he come up with this stuff?
I have friends in great places. 2nd and 8. Orton pressured and goes down with Mike Montgomery. Wow, that's breaking news. A defensive lineman not named Campman with a sack for the Packers.
And this purely is one of those coverage sacks that we hear so much about. The Packers in a man-to-man defense. You'll see right there, everyone locked on man-to-man. Hawk takes Forte in the flat. Now no one open. Orton's got to hold on to the football. Here comes the pressure, and Mike Montgomery gets the sack.
Campman was the only D lineman who had multiple sacks this year until that one for Montgomery. 3rd and 10. Olsen, the tight end in the slot, near side. Orton's throw off the hands of Hester and incomplete. Boy, Hester was in space and might have had room to take it in. Field goal attempt coming.
That clearly is one of those opportunities you have to take advantage of. You got Hester coming underneath. Here he comes underneath Hawk. He settles in that zone, and that is just a laser that Orton throws.
Is Hester supposed to catch the ball?
Well, again, he's in tight quarters.
He's learning on the job to be a wide receiver. Is he supposed to catch the ball?
Take a little bit off the throw. Put it on his numbers, not the high throw. That's a tough catch with the ball with that much velocity on it.
31-yard field goal attempt. Robbie Gould, outstanding poor weather kicker, knocks it through, and the Manning kickoff return gets Chicago.
Just want to say that Jaws and I believe that if Manning comes back next year wearing number 18, we will believe your story as the credits diminish
20 hours.
and he changes his uniform number. Then we will believe that story.
Bears respond to the touchdown with a field goal. Timeout.
Not all the best gifts are found under the tree. Here's a clue. Check your fridge. Have a great holiday. Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling.
You need more than a car. You need a car company. And Nissan delivers with low financing, 0% on many popular models. Attractive leases, like $199 a month on Altima or Rogue. Great prices, like a Versa, under $10,000. And strong cash back, like the just announced $1,500 on Altima. All offers end January 2nd. When you need it most, Nissan delivers.
Don't shoot me. It wasn't my idea.
Hey, man, come on, get a car.
Kyle wants to say something.
I'm sorry.
Sorry for what?
For trying to steal your car.
You gotta work for me. I gotta know what you're good at. Don't let it slip and crush me.
Don't give me any ideas.
Those guys were here the other night.
Just a bunch of gangbangers.
Tao and Sue are never gonna find peace in this world as long as that gang's around.
Gran Torino, rated R. Now playing in select cities. Opens Christmas Day. Everywhere January 9th.
Gather ye family while ye may. And ye may want to bring ye beer to ye gathering. Have a great holiday. Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling.
He wants to go bigger. He wants to go better.
That's just insane.
Red Bull, new year, no limits. 11 p.m. Eastern, live on ESPN.
We hope your tree has been hung with great care and you are all set for Santa's arrival later this week. Happy holidays. Hope you are with those you love sometime during this holiday week. Jennings scores a touchdown. The long kickoff return by Manning, and 2 minutes and 15 seconds later, the Bears respond with a field goal to make it 7-3. Remember, the Bears have not been able to score a touchdown against the Packers in almost 6 quarters this season. The game at Lambeau on November 16th was 37-3. Green Bay. Taken by one of the up men, that is Alan Barber for the Packers, and did a nice job of catching it and returning it out to the 43-yard line, the offensive lineman.
300-pounders rarely return kicks, do they?
No, yeah, but
That's
Barber
rare.
doesn't get that opportunity very often. Rodgers and the Packers, a long, good drive last time. Check them out after this.
LT is fast. Very fast. Fortunately, the pixels you're watching are fast too. They're refreshing at a rate of 120 hertz, twice the speed of most HD TVs. So while he may look like a blur to the guys on defense,
Every frame on a Vizio is crisp and clear. Introducing the new XVT series. Powerful technology from Vizio.
I said do it.
In 3 days, one plan means action.
We have to kill Hitler.
One word means courage.
Operation Valkyrie is in effect.
One movie is being called the best suspense thriller of the year. Tom Cruise, Valkyrie, rated PG-13, Thursday.
You need more than a car. You need a car company. And Nissan delivers with 0% financing and $1,500 total cash back on Altima. All offers end January 2nd. Nissan delivers.
See, honey, it even has a knob that goes from light to dark.
Mm-hmm. Your turn.
Hope it was better than last year's.
Ow! Ooh, Mama! You okay? Let me see.
This holiday season, give them what they bleed for.
What?
Authentic NFL products. Hurry and receive your order by December 25th.
Great memories on Monday Night Football, the Packers and Bears over the years. There's Ditka circa 23 years ago. And Sweeten is in the backfield with the fridge. And William the Refrigerator Perry. The goal line situation is first of 2 rushing touchdowns. It's great. You see Jeff Fisher? Yeah, on the sideline there. Matter of fact, I saw Jim McMahon today at our ESPN Monday Night Football luncheon. And Jim said one of the things he keeps up with in the league is Jeff Fisher and how great Tennessee has done. The #1 seed in the AFC playoffs, led by the former Bear, Fisher. First down, play action, big shot, Donald Driver downfield. Did he hold on? No. What a great effort. Perfect throw. Corey Graham beat by a half step. Driver slow to get up.
Well, the Packers do try to go for the home run. Boy, what an excellent throw from Aaron Rodgers. Driver just could not hold on to the football. That field is rock hard. That hurt. Aaron thought he had one there. Went to play action, got it over the top. Driver down on the play. Hey, it was good to see the Coach Ditka there. He's wearing those same sweaters all the time. Every time I watch him on Countdown. By the way, we had a great meal at his restaurant. You know, everything in this town is Ditka.
Stop sucking up.
My guy, come on.
Still is. That's one thing about these two cities, which is so great, guys. You become stars with these legendary franchises, and you become forever faces in those areas. We see that with Favre, obviously. Donald Driver's been a part of this team for so long. You see where he ranks, moving in on our friend Sterling Sharp, all-time catches, but he looks quite shaken up with the left leg injury here.
Here's how you know if somebody's been accepted in the city as an iconic figure. They open up a steakhouse. That's how it works.
No, they open up a steakhouse and it's crowded.
Okay. We're all expecting the Aaron Rodgers steakhouse in Green Bay at some point.
Well, this is going to be a tougher ask for the night for Rodgers when Mike McCarthy looks over and he sees Donald Driver not putting any weight on that left leg. Donald Driver, 10th year in the league, his 7th 50-plus reception season. As he went down there, kind of got that leg twisted. Not much more you could see. And he's been helped over to the Packers sideline. And that'll limit their multiple receiver sets they like to do a lot. From the 42, Ryan Grant. Oh, what a hit by Mike Brown.
Good evening.
That was an exorcist hit. His entire body spun around on that one.
Whoa. Fortunately, he was slipping a little bit with that left leg, but not with the upper body.
Yeah. Oh, okay, Mike.
Not with the upper body. Not with the upper body.
Still think a big man can't sell? Boom.
3rd and 7. Bears, a lot of them on the defensive line. Now they back out into zone. Rodgers down the middle. Caught for the first down by James Jones. Good job by Rodgers to hang in with the pressure. The gain, 18.
Yeah, good pass protection. And when the quarterback allows the play to develop 20 yards downfield, you got to give some love to the offensive lineman. You'll see James Jones right here, pushes up the field, Just comes inside nicely. Look at the catch. Catches the ball in the hands. It's 12 degrees below zero, the wind chill factor. He looked the ball in beautifully and caught it in his hands. You see the depth of this Packer receiving corps.
Boy, Packers pass game really good tonight in the cold weather. Rodgers has been excellent. Brian Grant up the middle. Pulled down from behind as he was heading off another first down. Corey Graham made the tackle.
Rodgers looks really good, and I've been talking about Favre and Rodgers all year long, much to Jaws' chagrin. But one of the subtexts, the possibility as to why the Packers made this switch, is about cold weather games just like this, where the weather is usually below, say, 35, and not necessarily minus 15 wind chill. But the word in Green Bay was that Brett Favre, who had started out in his first 35 games where the temperature was 34 degrees or under, was 35-0. The last 15, including against Seattle yesterday in the snow, 6-9. Maybe they think Rodgers is the future in the cold weather game.
I've been looking over your green proposal.
Great.
It's fine, just fine. I'm sure it'll make people feel real good about the company. Should go over big with the tree huggers, too. See, the folks that I report to, they don't eat granola. So let me ask you, why would I sign this?
This plan could cut our energy costs by 40%.
40%.
And we spent $18 million on energy last year.
What do I sign?
Just sign it.
You need more than a car. You need a car company. And Nissan delivers with 0% financing and $1,500 total cash back on Altima. All offers end January 2nd. Nissan delivers.
The game has gotten faster. The players, bigger. And the armpits, well, looks like we got here just in time. Right Guard Extreme, killer odor and wetness protection, and official deodorant of the NBA.
Has the world gone mad? Jeans that cost $100, $75, $50. Jeans should fit comfortably and look good. New Lee Relaxed Fit are the best fitting, most comfortable jeans, guaranteed. Relaxed price, relaxed fit. Lee, get what fits.
I'll never go there again.
Nah, bad service.
Yeah.
Look at these guys. Hey, fellas, what'd you guys call each other up last night and talk about what you're gonna wear today?
Embarrassing.
Yeah, not cool.
Chris Berman, Tom Jackson Toyota halftime show, fastest 3 minutes. The story of the Falcons, the Giants, the 1 seed in the NFC, the Titans in the AFC. Chris and Tommy will have you for the Toyota coming up in a bit. Packers driving. They're dominating the game, but lead only by 4 at the 2-minute mark. Play action, Rodgers working this side of the field. Complete to Torrey Humphrey. Tight end out of Central Michigan in his 3rd year. First down inside the 15. Mike Brown with the stop. And guys, in plays, in yards, in first downs, which are now 13-2, the Packers are beating up the Bears, who have Mike Brown hobbling off the field.
Yeah, it looks like the Packers are the team with a sense of urgency playing for the playoff spot. Here's the misdirection play. Now all of a sudden you get on the perimeter. Now you got time to look downfield. And what does Aaron Rodgers see? Torrey Humphrey wide open in the flat. Give him the football. He turns it up.
Number 20, rookie Frank Stelz out of LSU replaces Brown. Donald Driver back on the field. Rodgers had a leg in the grasp of a Bears defensive lineman. Bears wanted it to be a sack. Fans want intentional grounding. Anthony Adams was holding on to Aaron, and there is a penalty marker down. So Ron Winter's going to get his crew together to put all the pieces together.
There is no foul for intentional grounding. The ball was thrown over the head of 84. An eligible man downfield. Offense, number 75. A 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
So they do get a flag out of it, but not the spot and the loss of the down that would come with intentional grounding. Very good explanation by Ron Winter. He said Torrey Humphrey was there and they threw it over his head. See if the video matches the words.
Yeah, Torrey Humphrey's in the backfield. You'll see him blocking right there, and he is right there. That's a good call. Although I still think he was throwing it away.
Yeah, there's no doubt he was throwing it away.
I think he was throwing it away, but at least Torrey Humphrey's in the area.
Nice job by Anthony Adams out of Penn State with the pressure. Rodgers, fabulous down here in the red zone. Screen to Grant. Got one block. Over Stelz. Grant to the end zone. Touchdown. We told you Mike Brown went out. Craig Stelz replaced him. And Grant ran right through him. Packers lead by 10.
When you throw the screen pass, the quarterback is playing a game with the defense. You want to draw the defense to you. That's what Aaron Rodgers does. Does a real nice job of getting Anthony Adams up the field, allowing him to get to his face, and dumps it off out in the flat. And the rest is Ryan Grant.
Mike Brown makes that tackle.
Yeah.
You know, it's just...
You got to believe Mike Brown makes that tackle.
You get injuries, you get backups in. A rookie backup in Stelz, who they believe will be a good player in time, but he's not Mike Brown, the captain of this defense. And you saw the impact there. Charles Tillman shaking up at the back end of the play, and the Bears staff looking at him.
You're the Bears. You're 8-6. You've gotten this incredible break over the weekend where every team that needed to lose has lost, and you have a chance to get in the playoffs, and you're playing at home, and this is what you do for the first half? You get pummeled in every way possible?
It's amazing. I mean, like I said, the Packers have the sense of urgency. Like, they're playing for the playoff spot.
Yes, exactly.
And the Bears are just there. I mean, literally, they're getting pummeled. Mike just went through the stats. I mean, it's really one-sided right now. Lovey better have one of those great halftime speeches to give this football team, or they'll be heading home in a few weeks, or about a week.
Mason Crosby's extra point is good. If you add up the game at Lambeau back in Week 11, it is 16-6 this year.
Yeah.
Where are the Bears? Exactly where are the Bears?
51-6, I meant. I'm sorry. Okay. Thank you. It's cold.
Introducing the Pan-Normous from Pizza Hut. A pizza so big it never ends, so the party never ends.
We are never gonna finish this.
Get a one-topping Pan-Normous pizza for just $12.99. Only from America's favorite pizza.
Shaun White Snowboarding Road Trip. Rated everyone 10 and up.
In addition to the Christmas season, Hanukkah, the second night of Hanukkah, and there's the menorah downtown in Chicago.
Always build from right to left. That's where you light him. You start on the right side and go all the way over. Adam Sandler taught me that.
See that next to the Christmas tree downtown? Just such a great city. All years, all times of the year, especially during the holidays. Not good right now for the Bears and the Bears fans.
Well, they better wake up. I mean, they're getting dusted right here.
Their best offensive option so far has been Danielle Manning. Mentioned the kickoff return last week against New Orleans for a touchdown. 31 per kickoff this season, leading the league. And you have to go back to Sweetness 33 years ago for a Bears had this kind of an impact. And that's with Devin Hester's multiple kickoff returns for the last couple of years.
I was just going to raise my hand and say, what about Devin Hester?
Stat-wise per return. So don't kick to him, but that is the Hester factor that we saw last year. When teams would kick away from him, the Bears will get the ball at the 40-yard line.
Kickoff out of bounds. By rule, the ball is placed at the 40-yard line. First down.
And no time comes off the clock, so you still have 1:04 left for the Bears.
So let's see. So far for the Bears tonight, their best play was the Manning return, and the second's a kickoff out of bounds.
Right.
One timeout for the Bears, who've only run 15 plays on offense in the first half. Kyle Orton throws to Hester. Did he scoop it off the ground? They say yes. First down at the 47. If there's a question, replay would take care of it upstairs and buzz down and stop the game. Packers cannot challenge.
The Bears
don't no huddle.
The Bears have one timeout. They need to move quickly.
Movement by the left tackle. I believe John St. Clair will bring this to a halt.
False start. Offense number 76. A 5-yard penalty. The Because the false start occurred with less than a minute in play, the clock is running. There's a 10-second runoff associated with the penalty. Please reset the game clock to 31 seconds.
There's the Hester play, and you saw that it scraped the ground. You've already had the false start, and they did not stop it upstairs. And now Ron Winter.
The previous play is being reviewed.
It is, because there was not a legal snap and that false start penalty was in there. They can review this.
That's correct.
So if they'd run an actual play, they wouldn't be able to review it.
That play didn't count.
Not the false start, but this play.
That's on the ground.
Again, it's technically still first down because of that flag, so you haven't had a play run, thus nullifying the opportunity to not go back and review it. So this is probably going to come back to second down for the Bears, back where the drive started at their own 40.
Well, this is a hypothetical circumstance, obviously.
You know,
but if they had
I don't
run
know
a real play, then it wouldn't count.
He may have had his hand under that ball. It slid through.
Either way, if they had run a real play and not been penalized, this wouldn't exist.
There would be no review. You're absolutely right.
So why wouldn't the people in the booth buzz in quicker?
No. They didn't have another look at it, and you can't go to replay at that point because the Bears are running up to the line of scrimmage. They're going to run a play, which is the most important thing going on. Now, it's so interesting. You got a lot of stuff. What I believe would happen here, you'd go back to the 40. It would be second down. That would take away the penalty, which would take away the 10-second runoff. So you'd probably reset the clock back somewhere in the 43-ish range, or 41 was when they ran the play. Probably a little more than 41 seconds.
Very complicated.
It is.
Yeah. We're going back in time. You can't really time traveling. We can't really do that yet.
It'll be second and 10 at the 40 with 41 seconds. Yeah, I think that was out. Yeah. But now you get into the grasp and control of the football when it touched the ground.
Yeah,
going back to that Tampa. No, that ball's on the ground.
Yeah, it never has control.
That ball's on the ground.
That's
never
your
had
definitive
control.
angle right there.
Yeah, that right there. Exactly. That will be an incomplete pass.
So as we watch this and get everything sorted out, Jaws, you were talking about Hester before, and Tony was, here's Ron Winter. I'll wait for him to do that. Tell us how much time is left and where the ball will be.
After review of the previous play, the ball hit the ground as it went through the receiver's hands, therefore is an incomplete pass. The ball will be placed at the 40-yard line, second down. Please reset the game clock to 1 minute and 1 second.
A lot more time than I thought, not just the 10-second runoff, but the time it took the Bears to get up to the line of scrimmage and run the next play.
There is no play.
So a minute 1 left, and at the 40-yard line.
So all that was 3 seconds off the clock, and it's second down. Yeah.
Orton has time, and there was an interception that Nick Collins dropped. Pro Bowl bound Nick Collins almost came up with his 6th pick. He's already taken 3 back to the end zone for touchdowns this year.
When you're throwing the ball over the middle, you better locate the safeties. Kyle Orton staring the receiver down, and Collins just reading the route as Desmond Clark comes across the field. Eye discipline playing the quarterback position, so important. You've got to look off, manipulate. He was staring down Clark.
And you think that's been a problem for Orton this year?
No question.
Yeah. Bears haven't picked up a 3rd down yet. Twisting 4-man rush, didn't get there. It's a check to the tight end, Des Clark. He's not getting there, just a gain of 4. See if the Packers take a timeout. The Bears serenade their offense back to the sideline, and now Green Bay will stop it with 42 seconds remaining.
But you know what? They don't really boo vigorously. They're so used to ineptitude on the part of their offensive team that they are not really angry at this. Josh, shouldn't they be furious at this?
Yeah, I think when this half ends, you're going to hear. I think you'll hear some real boos.
Well, and what would stop them with 44 seconds left?
The Packers certainly, you get teams in your division that know you and understand you. Packers certainly have not had any problems with the Bears offense this year. The game in Green Bay was so one-sided, 37-3. And again here tonight, they've run, 18 plays and have 48 yards, 2 first downs.
Well, if the Packers played the Bears 20 times, they'd be in the playoffs.
Well, what you have, the Bears wide receivers can be taken out of the game because of the coverage abilities of the Packers secondary. Yep. That's really the difference. They can shut them down and focus on everything in the inside.
Brad Maynard to kick it away, trying to kick it away from Will Blackman, who will let it bounce. And the Bears will down it inside the 20-yard line. First contact up there around the 16. Aaron Rodgers, very solid first half, Ron.
Well, no question. He's doing a terrific job. This is one of his mistakes in the game. Danielle Manning deflected the hot receiver out, went up in the air, and Alex Brown made the interception. But this is a great throw here. He looks left, and comes back to his right and finds Greg Jennings. Then you set up the screen pass, and again, the quarterback is very important in setting up the screen. You draw the rush to you, then you check the ball out. You play a game with the defense. Aaron Rodgers played a terrific game with the defense, got the touchdown on Ryan Grant.
31 seconds, 2 timeouts. And they'll take the victory formation to end the half. And the teams will go back to get warm, and the Bears will be sent to the locker room.
Now you hear some.
Is that more vigorous now, Tony?
Well, it is more vigorous. and you know what? And deservedly so. Because that was a flat performance utterly by the Bears.
With the playoffs on the line.
Yeah. Again, the Bears have to win tonight and then win in Houston on Sunday. And they haven't given their fans anything to stay warm about in the first half. Look at those numbers in the first half. 14-3, Green Bay on top of Chicago. And we go to the studio and Chris Berman for the Toyota halftime show.
All right, Michael, thank you very much. We'll try to warm things up for everybody just a little bit. Chris Berman along with Tom Jackson, and to everybody out there, happy holiday. All the holidays that you may be celebrating. And Aaron Rodgers had an excellent year for the Packers. We forgot how strong he was. B, like many of the teams we watched yesterday, are a quote out of it. The Packers are playing like a team that needs it.
Yeah, playing like true professionals, proving there's always something to play for, Boom.
And it's nice. It's also the 77th time between the Packers and the Bears. That would make some sense, too. Well, the penultimate Sunday in the NFL. Is it me or is it Week 16? It's always a bit wacky. Well, maybe it's the eggnog. Who knows? Just like there's nothing quite like being home for the holidays in football, there's nothing quite like being home for the playoffs. In both conferences, there were showdowns to determine just that. We decked the halls with our fastest 3 minutes. And we begin with the Meadowlands, with the G-Men running on the field, but it was Carolina and D'Angelo Williams running through the G-Men. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 touchdowns on the ground for D'Angelo Williams. And in the fourth quarter, the Panthers lead by 8. After a touchdown, Eli Manning, Dominic Hickson, 2-point conversion. We're tied in overtime. It's Wind. Derek Ward, 54 yards. And then he ran another one inside the 5. And then the big fella. Brandon Jacobs, touchdown. Giants to the number 1 seed, 34-28. Kerry Collins, Justin Gage. Titans lead the Steelers 10-0. Ben Roethlisberger, Santonio Holmes. Pittsburgh was going to lead 14-10. But Chris Johnson, the mercurial rookie. The Titans have the lead for number 1 seed in the AFC. Jason Jones, 3.5 sacks. Tennessee defense for Jeff Fisher stands tall. They're 13-2. Matt Ryan. Oh, my goodness. What a shovel pass. He handles the ball so well. What? The Vikings fumbled 7 times, losing 4 of them. Atlanta, Mike Smith and company going to the playoffs. What a story. Last year, Miami looked like this. They were 1-15. This year, the coldest game ever played by the Dolphins at Arrowhead. It's the Wildcat formation, but this is the tricky Wildcat. Top Cat formation. Patrick Cobbs, Dolphins, Chiefs. Boy, they rang up a lot of yards. Chad Pennington, Anthony Fasano. The Dolphins have the lead. Tony Sperano, Pepe's and Sally's Pizza in New Haven for everybody. Dolphins win. Snow at Gillette. Arizona, are you kidding me? Matt Castle, Wes Welker, and the Patriots made a snow angel out of the NFC West champion Cardinals 47-7. An emotional time. Mike Holmgren, Brett Favre. They made music in Green Bay. They said hello in Seattle. Holmgren introduced for his final home game of the Seahawks, the 12th man disguised as a snowman. Seneca Wallace, John Carlson, touchdown. Josh Wilson, big game. Mike Holmgren set off with a win, 13-3. The Jets, staggering. Meanwhile, out of nowhere from 4-8, this is a beautiful play to Darren Sproles by Phillip Rivers. And they lead the Bucs. They bloodied Jeff Garcia. And then it was Antoine Cason. And the Caissons keep rolling along. The Bucs, shocked at home, they've lost 3 straight. Chargers 7-8. And when the Bills, Fred Jackson, Tom's cousin, 8 yards. Then Jay Cutler. And what a play by Reggie Corner late. The Bills knock off Broncos, and now the AFC West is alive. This would be the day Detroit would win a game. Dan Orlovsky, Calvin Johnson against the Saints. But no, now with one more loss, the 76 Bucs come into play. John McKay, the coach of the only team to lose every game. And the Lions, we hope they don't do it, but they're playing the Packers. No one wishes this upon them. And you remember John McKay said, when asked of his team's execution that year, he said,
I'm in favor of it.
At least he could laugh at it. The Lions will try one more time. Tom, game balls for week 16.
Yeah, Boom, this is going to be my season game ball. And if there's a guy more valuable to his football team than Matt Ryan has been to the Atlanta Falcons, I want to see it. We all know what happened to that football team last year. He comes back, plays great for them.
My career game ball, the victory lap, if you will, for Mike Holmgren around the stadium in Seattle. 174 wins for Holmgren. He is 10th all-time. That's more wins than the legendary Paul Brown. When we return, more on both teams with the leading sleds in the NFC and AFC. We read and react to the G-Men's win over the Panthers.
This halftime show is presented by Toyota. Moving forward. The biggest event of the year is now even bigger. The Toyotathon of Toyotathons is in its final days, so we're going above and beyond to bring you the deal of all deals on your favorite Toyotas, like great leases, cashback, or low financing. With savings like these, no wonder Toyota has the best overall value of any brand. It's your last chance of the year to get amazing deals, so hurry. This event ends soon. Get to the Toyotathon of Toyotathons now. Welcome back to the Toyota Halftime Show with your host, Chris Berman.
Welcome back, everybody. At halftime, Green Bay in Chicago leading the Bears 14-3. And as we say in the islands, Tom, Mele Kaliki Maka, Merry Christmas to everybody. All right, well, the big games were yesterday, and we start at the Meadowlands with a superior game, Tom.
Yeah, we're talking about teams that won home field advantage, and the Giants did it by getting back to what they do best, which is running the football. 301 yards rushing against a pretty good Carolina defense. They set the tone with the big guy, Brandon Jacobs, and then Ward took over from there.
Well, you pointed out earlier, right? Jacobs, beats you up, and then here's
That's right. He sets the tone, the other
and
guy comes in and finishes you off.
Did they look different to you?
They look different with him in the lineup.
And they'll be home, which they didn't need last year, but they will take this year. Now, over in the AFC, same formula, right, for teams?
Other team, they got home field advantage, playing a great defense in the Pittsburgh Steelers, put up 117 yards. Now, that's not the kind of number you'd look for a great rushing football team, but against this Steeler team, it helped them attain the 300-plus yards offensively that they hadn't given up all year.
Well, Tennessee's got the best record in football, and they were an underdog. That was an easy speech for Jeff.
Yes.
Underdog, we need the game. We're at home, and what's the story? And they looked, and they did that without Haynesworth?
Those two teams now look like the best teams in football again.
Well, the road, well, it used to be Pittsburgh and Houston. Now Houston became Tennessee. Maybe it's Pittsburgh and Tennessee. We will see. We got more coming up here at halftime. Aaron Rodgers to Greg Jennings. Cold? What cold? We live in Green Bay. This is tropical here in Chicago. We'll be back in 60 seconds. The Packers try to knock the Bears out and put the Vikings in.
Keeps pace with you. Because you're more than one thing. And so is Venza.
You know, I really loved being in that Super Bowl ad last year.
Yeah, it'd be nice to do that again.
Check it out. This time we'll tell my story.
Huh?
Like, you worked at a grocery store, I work at a convenience store.
Come on.
You played the oboe, I'll play the bassoon. You wear a bow tie, I'll wear like a long tie.
Nah, I don't know if that's going to work.
Go to NFL.com/superad and vote for the news story you want to see in the NFL Super Bowl commercial.
It's different.
It's really not.
This halftime show is presented by Toyota. Moving forward.
We are unwrapping an NBA gift for you on Christmas Day on ABC. First, one of the most intense rivalries in the game renews as the Suns and Spurs meet in the Valley of the Sun. Then it is the long-awaited NBA Finals rematch between the two most storied franchises in the game. Kobe and the Lakers got to try and play Scrooge against the Celtics in their Big Three. It all starts at 2 p.m. Eastern with GMC NBA Countdown and the debut of Magic Johnson on ABC.
All right, Sue, thank you. Tonight's ESPN.com Sports Nation poll. Eric asks, would the Packers be in the playoffs with Brett Favre? 55% say yes and 45% say no. Wisconsin and New York, the two states that you would think would look at this closest, undecided. Can Brett Favre play defense? Because that would help the Packers. Thanks for all of your questions this season. Tom and all of us here at ESPN, I'm Chris Berman. Enjoy the second half. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Rodgers to Ryan Grant. The Packers lead the Bears 14-3.
Final Monday Night Football game of the season, and it's always beautiful down here around the loop. Christmas time and fireworks at halftime. That's been the only fireworks provided by the Chicago team today. Their offense has been nothing like the wind chill.
I know if I was writing a column about this game and I was from Green Bay, I'd be talking about the weather and just trying to make jokes because it looks like I'm sailing. I might say, don't get up and get out of your seat or the governor will try and sell it.
There you go.
Something like that.
Third quarter set to begin, 14-3. Kickoff by Mason Crosby. Danielle Manning, the only impact guy in the first half for the Bears from the 16. Slips and falls just shy of the 30-yard line. It's cold in Minnesota as well, but they are warmed by what they're seeing because the Bears have to win here tonight and then Sunday in Houston. And the Vikings lose to the Giants. Any other scenario, and Minnesota wins the NFC North. With wild card spots available, only one. The Cowboys and Buccaneers would both have to lose their games on Sunday, combined with two Bears wins, but Lovie Smith's team up against it here in the second half. Where will they get some offense from? Orton, first play. This is complete. Their tight end game is usually strong for them. They go to Desmond Clark there. But, Tony, you were talking about that. Jaws, offensively, where is any adjustment that you might be able to see out of the Bears for the second half?
Well, I think you have to spread them out a little bit. The running game, obviously, is not started. You got to jumpstart that a little bit. But you know how you jumpstart it? You set up the run via the pass. Get Greg Olsen outside, Devin Hester outside. You've got to try to manufacture some big plays offensively.
The Chicago story is one of, this is the best we can do.
It's unbelievable. The playoff team appears to be the Green Bay Packers, not the Chicago Bears.
Second and 6, Matt Forte runs up the middle, just shy of the 35-yard line. We'll have 3rd and 3 coming up.
I mean, you look at the Packers. They've got 9 free touchdowns this year on the defensive end. They've outscored their opponents by 32 going into this game. They got the 10th ranked offense in the whole league. How are they not the team that's fighting for the playoffs and the Bears are? Now, how did that happen to the Packers, where they lost 4 in a row and their defense collapsed at the worst possible time?
See how bad the half was. Worst for the Bears in the first half in 4 years. They did come back to win that game at the Titans in 2004. Orton wrapped up. Mike Montgomery gets to him and helps bring him down. So Mike Montgomery and Ryan Pickett combine as Green Bay sacks Orton for the 3rd time tonight.
Yeah, this is a Green Bay Packer pass rush that has not been very good this season. Once again, they do a great job with that mush rush, just collapse the pocket right around Kyle Orton. Again, good coverage downfield. The Packers are staying with those man-to-man schemes. They're giving small windows, if any window, for Kyle Orton to throw into.
Brad Maynard to kick to Will Blackman, so the Bears get 0 momentum out of the locker room. a Packer player. It's a live ball, and the Bears get there. Jason Davis recovers as it bounced up off the foot of Jared Bush, and the Bears, desperate for a break, get another one in special teams.
This is a sudden change in the football game. You have to make something happen when there is a sudden change. Blackman calling, get away. This is just a good break for the Chicago Bears.
Not everybody is going to be skilled enough like Blackman was the first time to get away from the ball.
Jared Bush is the guy who got dragged on the Daniel Manning kick return some 30 yards. So he's been in the wrong place at the wrong time on special teams. And now will the Bears take a shot? Woodson guards Hester at the top of your screen. 1st and 10 Chicago. Pump with the shoulders. The throw is incomplete. And it was almost going the other way for a Nick Collins record-tying 4th pick-6 of the year.
The Green Bay defense is daring the Bears to throw the football. They are just putting their corners in the press, bump, and run position. They're bringing the safety. Here you see Rouse down in the box. They're saying, go ahead, try to beat us. And right now, the Bears can't beat them. Al Harris, Charles Woodson just getting in the face, playing man-to-man coverage. And, of course, Tramon Williams, the 3rd corner, doing a good job as well.
One completion over 10 yards all night for the Bears. Forte splits out. Strike by Orton. Complete inside the 6 to Des Clark. In front of the safety, Aaron Rouse. 1st down and goal, Chicago.
That's the matchup you want to try to exploit. Rouse is not a starting caliber safety. You get the matchup. You get Clark on Rouse. He beats him easily. There's 2 yards of separation right there. You're not going to beat the corners for the Green Bay Packers. You got to work back to the inside. Work to Clark. Work to Olsen. Match against a safety or a linebacker.
After the Bears' longest play of the night, 1st and goal, a chance to get back in the game. The give is to Forte. He has not come close to breaking anything, but he kept the pile moving to the 3 with Aaron Campman holding on.
We haven't heard his name much at all on your call tonight. They haven't put the ball in Forte's hands much at all.
Not at all. Well, they haven't established anything in the running game, so every time
but they haven't swung a pass to him like they usually do.
Just 10 carries on the night, Tony, for 20 yards, and this from a back who has over 1,100 yards. He had a quiet productivity game against New Orleans. In these situations down by the goal line of late, the Bears have gone with their 1st-round pick, Chris Williams, number 74, as an eligible receiver, lining up as an extra lineman. He's on the near side. Run Forte, not going anywhere. Brandon Schiller over, and this Green Bay defense that has been a punching bag a couple of the last games is showing up here inside the 5.
Yeah, they're just selling out in this goal line situation. Everyone is attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. Now you're almost forced to have to throw the football. I always believe it's best to throw the ball on 1st down if you're going to throw it at all. Once you get in the manhood game down here, now you got 3rd down. They're actually going backwards. Now there's a little more pressure on the offense. They're going to spread them out, and they're going to throw the football here.
And you see how bad they've been inside the 5. Greg Olsen, the tight end, with height, goes to the top of the screen. Fake to Forte. Olsen got it. Chicago Bear touchdown.
This is exactly the reason the Chicago Bears drafted Greg Olsen. He's one of those hybrid tight ends that can play inside, play outside. He's matched against the corner, Tramon Williams, and beats him easily for the Bears touchdown.
Good call, Mike. Last name before the touchdown. Greg Olsen, good call.
Robbie Gould on for the extra point. Only thing that's worked for the Bears tonight, special teams. A kickoff return got them in position for their field goal in the 2nd quarter. And then the punt that was bouncing and bounced up into the back of the leg of Jared Bush. Got him close. Olsen knocked him in. The Bears are back in it.
It offers an EPA estimated 21 miles per gallon highway. Better than Toyota Tundra. The GMC Sierra. Made by GM. Surprised?
Or get this Sierra with an EPA estimated 20 highway MPG for $17,923 during the Buick Pontiac GMC Red Tag event. Plus, get the best coverage in America. Hurry, Red Tag event ends January 5th.
How did we do this year? Divide the results of the interactive poll by 2850. This quotient is the first component. Poll the coaches and divide that number by 1575. Throw out the high and low numbers of the 6 computer rankings, add the remaining 4, and divide by 100 to get the final component. Add these numbers together and divide by 3. That's how we did.
In this house, we're all about tradition. I wouldn't change one thing about this house.
Can we keep it?
Oh, I think so.
The Samsung Series 7 Plasma with a touch of color finish. When beautiful design is the name of the game, imagination lives.
Something's going down. Could be big.
On December 25th, catch the Christmas spirit.
I'm on my way.
It's heart-pounding, mind-blowing, wild fun from the creator of 300 and Sin City. The Spirit. Rated PG-13 in theaters Christmas Day.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Tonight's game also available in Spanish on ESPN Deportes. You see the old columns from the original Soldier Field that remained in place as they built the new structure around, opened 5 years ago. Been playing football here, guys, since 1924. Although the Bears have only called it home since '71. They used to play all their games over at Wrigley Field. Yeah. On the north side.
Those were the days where there was no offense from the Bears or the Cubs.
14-10. Blackman back for the kick. They let it bounce between he and Jordy Nelson. It's a touchback, and the Packers will take over at their own 20.
All right, if your mantra is defense, it's time for your defense to show up here in Chicago.
Because the offense just did after the break off the mistake of the punt and Greg Olson's touchdown.
Premiering Tuesday, January 6th on ABC, a new series about the heroes who keep us safe at home.
They have nothing to be afraid of anymore. We did our job today.
ABC's Homeland Security USA premieres Tuesday, January 6th, 8/7 Central on ABC.
History was made from the biggest artist and album of 2008 with 8 Grammy nominations, most ever for a rap artist. Lil Wayne, The Carter 3. Get yours and be a part of history. On sale at Best Buy for $9.99.
It has 124 sound dampening innovations that help make the cabin as quiet as the flagship BMW and Mercedes sedans, which helps keep outside noises, well, outside. Introducing the new Hyundai Genesis. Find out more at HyundaiGenesis.com.
We need to tell them that we need to...
Who was that?
Dave's out there right now. Dave, where's it going?
It's heading north. Can you see it? It's okay. Okay, it's landing. What? It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we should leave.
It's opening. There's something coming out of this thing. Here, look.
I think we should stay.
I'm good. Yeah,
The new LG Insight only at AT&T. Work email, calendar, and live video share calls so you'll be ready on the day the Earth stands still.
History was made from the biggest artist and album of 2008 with 8 Grammy nominations, most ever for a rap artist. Lil Wayne, The Carter 3. Get yours and be a part of history. On sale at Best Buy for $9.99.
Urlacher and the Bears defense, a little more of an uphill struggle, even though the game's closer. Mike Brown, starting safety, out for the rest of the game, knee injury. Craig Stelz, the rookie out of LSU, number 20, will be in the crosshairs for the Packers. Rodgers to Ryan Grant. Good run for a half dozen. Kevin Payne, the tackle. Let's go back to the Bears touchdown.
Yeah, it was a beautifully designed play by Ron Turner, the offense coordinator. You want to hold Nick Collins with the play action fake because he's got the inside on Greg Olsen because Williams is playing outside. The play action fake held Collins, opened up the window. Kyle Orton sticks it in. Nicely done to Greg Olsen. Beautifully designed and well executed.
It's a nice throw by Orton.
Yeah, he slipped that one in there. confident throw.
Grant, who has 13 carries, 46 yards, adds 3 more with Alex Brown bringing them down. We'll have 3rd and 1 coming up.
You know, the loss of Mike Brown is a tough loss. He's I like to call a nosy player. He likes to get up near the line of scrimmage, makes plays in the running game. You don't have that kind of player in Craig Stelz.
This is so typical of a Bears crowd to cheer the defense. That's what they've been doing for 50 years, is cheering the defense, get the ball back, and maybe hit a tight end once in a while.
Third and 1, Grant. I think his forward progress took him across the 30. It did. And it will be a 1st down for the Packers. Guys, Ryan Grant got off to a slow start this year. Remember, he had a little bit of contract issue and then a hamstring injury. Slow to start, but really that Bears game kick-started him a little bit. Over 1,000 yards for the season, closing in now on 1,100.
Yeah, he's a very patient runner. You can see press the hole, look for that cutback lane, and I like this. When you get in space, run over people. That's exactly what Ryan Grant did there.
The difference this year and last year is that last year he had 5.1 yards a carry, and this year was going into this game was 3.9. That's a big drop-off.
1st and 10 for Aaron Rodgers, the 4th-year quarterback out of Cal. His slant for Greg Jennings is incomplete in front of Charles Tillman.
And the Bears bringing pressure, bringing the heat, bringing the blitz. You have one-on-one on the outside. Greg Jennings not able to come up with the catch.
I'm just so used to Packers catching those balls. I just assume. I mean, I would automatically assume, how could he not catch that? Driver, and he catch that ball all the time.
Saw Donald Driver injured in the 1st half. He's back on the field. Packers 3 wide. Bears counter with 5 DBs. Play clock at 3 and 2. They get it off in time. Rodgers to Grant. Big hit in the open field by the 4-time Pro Bowler, Lance Briggs.
But the play was made by Brian Urlacher with pressure up the middle. Aaron Rodgers never had a chance to set his feet and deliver the ball down the field. He immediately, because of the pressure in his face, had to get rid of the football. You'll see Brian Urlacher, number 54, right in the middle of your screen. Once that ball is snapped, you know where he's going. He's going right after Aaron Rodgers.
And he forces it out quick as Donald Lee couldn't pick him up. Big play, 3rd down. If they stop him, the Packers punt into the wind to Devin Hester, and this crowd will really get juiced up. Timeout, Green Bay.
They probably heard you, and they realized they had to take a timeout because they didn't want to be in that situation of having to punt to Hester.
Sure. Yeah,
that's what they did.
Yeah.
This 8-passenger crossover is quieter than a Lexus RX 350, and with an EPA estimated 24 miles per gallon highway, it gets better gas mileage than an Acura MDX. The front-wheel drive Buick Enclave, made by GM. Surprised?
Or get this Enclave CX for $32,446 during the Buick Pontiac GMC Red Tag event. Plus, get the best coverage in America. Hurry! Red Tag event ends January 5th.
Photography is a journey. How will you remember the trip? The Rebel XSI, inspired by Canon.
Cause you had a bad day, you take it one down, you sing a sad song just to turn it around. You say you don't know, you tell me don't lie, you work on a smile and you go for a ride. You had a bad day, the camera don't lie, you're coming back down and you really don't mind. You had a bad day, you had a bad day.
12-0 Boise State meets 10-2 TCU in one of the most anticipated bowls of the season. Capital One Bowl Week on ESPN. Boise State TCU, Tuesday at 8. College football lives here.
Bears have to win to stay alive in the playoffs. Final game of week 16, 16 games left after tonight. Green Bay first drive of the quarter. The Bears scored on their first drive.
We're going to get a Goullier match against Tony Mall. That could be a good advantage for the Bears.
And Goullier forced the movement.
Ball starts. Offense number 75. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
Tony Mall, who's in at right tackle for Aaron Rodgers with Mark Tauscher's knee injury. Now 3rd and 19.
I believe in this situation, you'll see the Packers try to cover up Mall a little bit. Where they're going to have 2 backs in the backfield. They're not going to give the edge.
Maybe screen here. Just hand it off to Grant. Only a yard. 4th down for the Bears. Punt return opportunity coming with a kick into the wind. Let's see if Devin Hester goes back for this kick.
So, Jaws, what are they thinking? They're thinking better to just give up on a play than to do something terrible and lose it on interception.
It's a give-up play.
Right.
You know, how often you can convert 3rd and real long, whatever it was.
So you don't try to force a ball that gets picked off.
Don't make a mistake.
Right.
Punt.
60 kicks without a touchdown return for Devin Hester. Papinos the kick. Hester retreats back to the 32. Looking for blocks, got a couple. Hester could not elude the tackle as a marker comes down. What a very good play by Green Bay's Desmond Bishop, the linebacker, as Hester was trying to accelerate to that next level, but it would have come back anyway.
Yeah, I think Jamar Williams was holding him as well.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 52 of the return team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
The guy who got tackled was the one who got pushed in the back. Bears down 4 with the ball at their own 30.
You don't need a stadium or lines painted on the grass. All you need is a patch of ground and someone on the other side of it. This is America. This is football. This is why we love the NFL. And only at Bank of America can you get your favorite team logo on your checks, check card, and credit card. Are you an NFL fan? Prove it with NFL banking, only from Bank of America, official bank of the NFL.
We need to tell them that we need to...
Who was that?
Dave's out there right now. Dave, where's it going?
It's heading north. Can you see it? It's okay. Okay, it's landing. What? It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we should leave.
It's opening. There's something coming out of this thing. Here, look.
I think we should stay.
I'm good. Yeah, we can.
The new LG Insight only at AT&T. Work email, calendar, and live video share calls so you'll be ready on the day the Earth stands still.
Everything worth listening to is now on Sirius XM. 69 commercial-free music channels. The most talk, news, and entertainment. Every major sport. New programming, new choices, new prices. Over 130 channels. Add the best of Sirius to your XM subscription or the best of XM to your Sirius subscription free for 3 months. Hear what over 35 million listeners can't get enough of. Sirius XM.
ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by the GMC Sierra, the official vehicle of the NFL. Samsung HD TV, a new generation of TV. Jordan, become legendary. And the incredibly sophisticated 12.2 megapixel Canon EOS Rebel XSI.
Southwest tip of Lake Michigan. Almost 3 million people live in the city. There's a couple of days like this. You can walk right across the lake back to Michigan tomorrow. Here's our awesome crew. Some of those great shots in the freezing cold. Bears back in it. Scored on the last drive. To the air. Orton. Deep shot for Devin Hester. Has a step. Couldn't get it. And Orton couldn't get it deep enough for him with the coverage from Al Harris and Nick Collins.
Boy, I feel like Kyle Orton is dropping back. Get your weight on that back foot and make Devin Hester turn the jets on. Don't underthrow him. He wins. Good move back to the inside. Now he's got the route. Look at the double move. He's got a step. Ball's underthrown. Ooh, I'm almost playing a position. I can see the route. I'm saying, get it down the field.
You're grimacing for a fellow quarterback.
He had two of those against New Orleans last week. He underthrew, and you got to hit those.
It did hit Hester's hands. He'd slowed down to come back to the ball. Could not haul it in. They run Adrian Peterson, the other, not related Adrian Peterson. A.J. Hawk and Mike Montgomery's had a good game, make the tackle. Gain of a yard. Let me come back to that last play that Orton didn't hit. The Bears are the only team in the NFL this year that hasn't hit a ball to a receiver throwing it 30 yards downfield. Only team.
Yeah, that's from the line of scrimmage.
Okay,
30 yards
but
downfield.
That's why their offensive strategy with Hester is to try and draw a penalty. You know, if you underthrow him and two guys to grabbing him, maybe you get a penalty.
They would prefer he catch it and run it into the end zone.
Well, then get a quarterback who can throw it deep.
Well, that's another story.
Okay.
The rookie out of Vanderbilt, Earl Bennett, yet to have a reception this year, is on the field, along with Marty Booker. Third down, pressure comes. Orton's throw is right into the body of the defensive lineman and incomplete. No chance. Fourth down.
Yeah, let's go back to that throw with Kyle Orton. When you've got to drive off this back foot. Get that left shoulder up. Get some air under that football. See, that back foot's off the ground. You lose the power. You got to drive, snap those hips through, and lay that thing down the field. It all starts with that back foot. Keep that weight back and drive through.
So great. It's like listening to Johnny Miller on golf. You know, with the swing playing the way Jaws do that. It's great, Jaws.
Alfred Malone knocked down the last pass. Maynard kicking it away from the return man on the bounce. It's taken by Blackman. 45-yard kick. Well covered by the Bears downfield, and they'll take over. The Packers will at their own 25-yard line. Rasheed Davis made that initial hit. There was the almost for Hester. Not far enough out there. Couldn't bring it in. Bears go 3 and out.
Subway, home of the famous $5 footlong. Lots and lots like the delicious oven-roasted chicken breast, black forest ham, and the Oh My meatball marinara. $5 footlongs, all day, every day.
At Subway.
Today, bring home Death Race unrated. It's even more sick and satisfying on DVD. The rules are simple. There are no rules. Own it at a great low price today.
It goes 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds, making it faster than a BMW 550i, and it's more fuel efficient on the highway. The Pontiac G8 GT. Made by GM. Surprised?
Or get a 2009 Pontiac G8 starting at $25,479 during the Buick Pontiac GMC Red Tag event. Plus, get the best coverage in America. Hurry! Red Tag event ends January 5th.
The Curious Case of Benjamin Button is a monumental achievement.
Never know what's coming for him.
It's like nothing ever seen on screen before. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, rated PG-13, Christmas Day.
Trey Wingo here. If you thought the playoffs began in 2 weeks, you're wrong. For a lot of teams, they begin week 17. NFL Live will break down all the scenarios, who needs what to happen to whom. NFL Live, Mondays through Fridays, 4 o'clock Eastern, right here on ESPN.
The officials also have to try to keep warm. Headlines from Jim Mello over there, along with Ron Winter, Ruben Fowler, Tom Steffen, Duke Carroll, Tom Hill, and Richard Reels. Danielle Manning said, hey, want to give us a call? You can borrow some of our heat?
Tony requested one of those up in the booth here. Love it.
Second drive of the half for the Packers. They lead by 4. Slant, driver, caught it, gained 5. Tackle made by Charles Tillman. Pass might have been tipped by Adewale Ogunleye on the way out.
Yeah, those are one of those smoke routes that are so common now around the National Football League. It's a running play, but if the corner is 6 or 7 yards off, you're going to see the quarterback just stand up and throw the football. You'll see right here, Tillman is off. Just throw the ball to him and you get a quick 5 yards.
Out of the snap was Scott Wells, 2nd and 5 for Aaron Rodgers. Grant, gain of a couple. Ogunleye hit him off 3rd down. Did you guys find throughout the season, and we've seen the Packers now 4 times, including the preseason, did you find Aaron Rodgers very steady, very comfortable, and very confident in this immense shadow that he plays under?
Particularly confident. I remember him telling us he'd always played the position where the ball was in his hands.
Right.
He played point guard. Right. He'd been a pitcher. He'd been a quarterback. And you cannot overstate this. The shadow of Brett Favre is enormous and will be there probably the length and breadth of his career. And he's a very intelligent, confident fella.
Deshaun wins the running back on 3rd and 2. Bears bring pressure. It's picked up. Shot down the field for the tight end, Jermichael Finley, who beat Kevin Payne in coverage and takes it to the 32-yard line. A pickup of 34.
That way you get your receiver in full stride. He doesn't have to come back and try and get a pass interference penalty. Yeah, you got a quarterback who can get it to you.
There's the difference right there. Aaron Rodgers in the pocket, knows he's got one-on-one on the outside. And look at the arc on this ball. Down the field, he drops it over the top. Just as well done. Payne didn't have bad coverage, but the throw was absolutely perfect. But you get the matchup with Finley on the safety Payne, and an excellent throw.
In Green Bay, they say, hooray. Finley only had 3 catches for 10 yards all year. Ryan Grant runs into Craig Stelz, and he only gets to the 29 after the contact, a gain of about 4. Finley was their 3rd-round pick, a rookie out of Texas. A very productive couple of years in Austin, but really has not done much this year. And the young draft picks this late in the season, you're starting to wonder, grade your draft class. Every local market has had that story written the last couple of weeks. How'd the draft go? Well, that's a guy who the Packers are counting on in the future. Big catch there. Second and 6. Bears bring 5. A Rodgers shot for driver incomplete. Donald wanted pass interference on Charles Tillman, not called.
It was very close. Charles Tillman may have had the arm around the back. His driver cut to the inside on the skinny post. Take a look at it here. 12 steps, break it to the inside. Here comes Tillman. Kind of got that arm wrapped around the back. No call. 5-step drop, get the ball out in 2.1 seconds. Ooh, he does kind of grab that arm.
Kind of.
I think Mr. Driver has a legitimate complaint.
Now 3rd down. From here, a field goal would be about 45 yards with a swirling wind hurting. Bears brought 4. Rodgers throws off the hands of Driver. 4th down. Let's see if they'll bring out Crosby for the field goal attempt. Yes, they will. Danielle Manning's had a big impact on the game tonight. He's been in coverage in these nickel situations and made the play.
Yeah, really good coverage by Danielle Manning here. He's got Donald Driver one-on-one. The ball just off the fingertips of Driver. It would have been a 1st down, but good position by Danielle Manning, forcing a wide throw.
Guys who kick in bad weather are usually pretty consistent in these conditions. Crosby, 25 of 29 this year from 46 yards. Out of the hole of Matt Flynn. Left, no good. Urlacher got up there and really changed the view and may have even gotten a piece. I'm not sure. Urlacher got way up there, that initial jump. And the Bears will take over in decent field position.
The Bears offense needs to mount a drive. They've been getting good field position. They got to sustain some offense. Look at Urlacher come over the top. As Mike said, just create, a little pressure up the middle. May have got a finger on that one, but it really wasn't a solid kick.
I don't think he got it.
I don't think so either. Yeah, but he got up in that window where you want to kick it. In the 36, Adrian Peterson runs for a couple of yards. Interesting now, guys, we've seen Peterson the last few drives as the fans vent their frustration, and not Matt Forte. Let's revisit the Forte story for a second. 1,115 rushing yards this year. Very productive, but a right big toe injury limited Forte in practice during the week. He did practice on Friday, and we watched him on Saturday go through everything.
Yep.
He was not babied, not held back, but it is a steady diet of the 7th-year man out of Georgia Southern, Adrian Peterson. Orton to the tight end. Olsen complete shy of midfield. First down, Chicago.
What a great route by Greg Olsen. He's matched against Charles Woodson. The Packers are taking an all-pro corner and putting him on the tight end. You'll see Olsen come off the ball. Nice stick to the outside. Create some separation and a nice throw from Kyle Orton, putting it on the body. This kid has incredible skills as a receiver. When you put an all-pro corner on him, that shows respect that they have for him.
In the running back situation, one other injury update. Kevin Jones, the would-be backup, although he slid back to number 3, hamstring injury. He's out for the rest of the game. Play action, Orton. Underneath for Peterson, threw it right to Charles Woodson. Woodson's 6th interception of the year. And going to the Pro Bowl, got a big block from Aaron Rouse and is taken down to the 30-yard line.
Just a play a quarterback can't make in this situation. I've heard coaches week in and week talk about seeing the throw. You must see the throw. See the flight of the ball to your receiver. Make sure there's no one in the middle. Kyle Orton didn't see that. He's trying to throw the crossing route, and Woodson is right in the lane.
Does he literally not see him?
I can't answer that, but you have to see him or you don't make the throw. So obviously he didn't see him.
Big old Johnny Jolly, the defensive lineman, was trying to get in his way, but you got to make that play.
I know that, Mike. There's always people in front of you.
That's right.
You have to see the throw.
For Woodson, his 6th interception on the year, 4th in the league. There are 3 men with 7. Troy Polamalu, Ed Reed, and Michael Griffin of Tennessee. Rodgers tries to make the pay. Pass caught, sliding down. Great job to grab it by Jordy Nelson in front of Corey Graham. First down.
You know, we talked about Rodgers before and the great confidence and what, the sort of, I think, depth of intellect that he has. And he's talking about how tough it's been when they haven't been winning. He said it's hard to sleep the night of a loss. He said, but I'm one of the leaders. I have the power to inspire guys. Guys are looking at me. What kind of attitude is he going to bring to work? It's an opportunity to show guys what it's like to be a pro. He's young, most of them are young, and he's showing them how to be a pro through a losing season.
Offense is not the problem in Green Bay.
The 18, a run blitz. Grant tackled by Stelz to the 15-yard line. Grant was 1 step away from taking that all the way. It's kind of interesting because the Bears have been in the perpetual search for a quarterback. We told you at the top, more than any other team since Favre took over the Packers in '92. Yeah. And they have made this transition. Maybe not smooth for Aaron Rodgers this year, but they've made a complete transition to Rodgers. Meantime, the Bears go into this offseason, if they don't win, with, again, questions at that spot.
And you can't win consistently in the National Football League without a consistent quarterback.
2nd and 7, Grant. What a play by Briggs. What a play by Briggs. John Kuhn was there to block him, and Briggs blew him up, got to the ball carrier, and will end the 3rd quarter with a loss of yardage.
That might be why he makes the Pro Bowl every single year. That might be it, right? Right there.
Look at
That's your Pro Bowl audition tape.
He runs right through Kuhn. That's a great job.
5 linebackers have gone to more Pro Bowls in Bears history. Mike Singletary, Dick Butkus, Bill George, who started the middle linebacker tradition. Urlacher's been to 6, Joe Fortunato to 5, and now Lance Briggs to his 4th. Speaking of to the 4th, we go to the 4th quarter. The Bears have to win to stay alive. They're down 4. The Packers are in the red zone.
So this is it, huh?
Yeah, the IBM Blade Center. It's like 12 times as energy efficient as our old rack servers.
It'll help make us green?
It'll help make us very green.
How?
Like this.
Does this happen every time?
Yeah, pretty much.
The IBM Blade Center with Intel Xeon processors.
Biggie.
So, how was last night?
Just a sec. What's a 13-letter phrase for marriage proposal?
I have absolutely no idea.
Oh, wait, I've got it. He went to Jared.
He went to Jared.
Jared has 5 times the selection of ordinary jewelry stores with thousands of loose diamonds and hundreds of settings to create your own one-of-a-kind ring.
I take it you told her.
Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry.
Oh, Scott?
Mm-hmm.
Did you possibly switch chairs with me?
No, not me.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Good luck finding your chair, LeBron.
Okay. Okay.
There's nothing like it in American football. Go through the history of Red Grange and Vince Lombardi. Each side, legendary stars, Hall of Famers like Butkus and Starr. No college, no pro teams have played each other more than the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. Many legends who are in Canton or Canton bound have helped write the legacy of this series. Meeting 176 in the regular season. And off we go to the fourth quarter. Tonight's significance, the Bears need to win to stay alive in the playoff chase. They're down 4. 3rd and 8, empty backfield. Pressure comes. Underneath, it's caught by Deshaun Wynn, who stopped a yard shy of the first down by Corey Graham. Depending on the mark, they needed to get to the 8. They put it down at the 9. Should kick a field goal here and try to go up 7.
But again, an excellent job by Aaron Rodgers. Mike, you nailed it. Chicago came with the blitz. He had Deshaun Wynn out wide. They both read the blitz, ran the side adjustment. Unfortunately, the Packers can be about a half yard short. But a good job of understanding what you have to do with the football. You'll see Rodgers, you see Briggs, you see the blitz on the outside from Anderson. Get the ball out of your hand. It was a blitz where the protection could not pick it up. You have to adjust. The Packers did, but it's still going to be a hair short, I believe.
Now, it's interesting. They're going to measure. The Packers have brought in personnel to go for it on 4th down. They are a full yard short.
What do they have to lose?
It's a 4-point game.
What do they have to lose?
A field goal puts you up 7. You would go for it a full yard short?
I know. In the situation they're in, what difference does it make?
Okay. It's interesting.
Now, if they were going for a playoff picture hunt right here, I'm saying you kick a field goal.
See,
right now you're 5 and 9.
I always believe in going for 2-point conversions, and you say I'm crazy.
Yeah.
I agree with Mike. I would take the 3 points. The Bears have shown no ability to score touchdowns, really, and hurt you. I would take the 3 points.
4th and 1. And Deshaun Wynn is the back. Wynn's got it. Got a first down to the 5-yard line. Good job by the left side of the Green Bay line. And Wynn was in instead of Ryan Grant. And the second-year man out of Florida picks it up.
You know, in that earlier matchup, the Packers had 200 yards running the football predominantly over the left side out of the I formation with the lead fullback going inside. They went back to what they did well in the last matchup and worked the left side.
Darren College, Chad Clifton on that side, clearing the way. Grant's back in for 1st and goal. Play action. Rodgers has room to the corner for Humphrey. Graham, who's been everywhere tonight, covering the tight end.
That was well done by Corey Graham. It was a really good fake by Aaron Rodgers in the backfield. They sold the run very, very hard. Corey Graham was not fooled. He stayed on his coverage of Torrey Humphrey. You know, a lot of guys in that secondary peeking that backfield in these situations. It was a good job by Graham. He did not. He played coverage first.
Aaron Rodgers doesn't make mistakes down here in the red zone. He's been very smart with the ball all season.
Quarterback draw area for Aaron Rodgers.
There you go, Jaws. He's got 4 rushing touchdowns, but the pressure pushed his offensive tackle, Tony Mall, back into him. And Tommy Harris, a Pro Bowl alternate, made the stop.
Aaron Rodgers has mobility. He can run quarterback draws here, but the key was they forgot to block. Wally Agunlier came in quick. Tommy Harris came in quick. They had a little stunt on the inside. It was very effective.
I talked about Rodgers in the red zone and not making mistakes. Throwing the ball down there 50 times, has not been picked off. And 1 out of every 3 has been a touchdown. 3rd and goal. Pressure, Rodgers fires, incomplete. Kevin Payne knocked it down. And now the Packers will go for the field goal.
Well, Aaron Rodgers got away with one there. This ball should have been picked off by Kevin Payne. Rodgers looked left, comes back right, and you see Payne right there. Also, the linebacker was in good coverage. Really no window to throw that football into. That was a very dangerous throw by Aaron Rodgers. And again, it is the fourth quarter, and this is where the Packers have been having their problems over the last 4 games.
Yeah, you're right. Mason Crosby, field goal attempt now. 28 yards. Snap good, hold good. And they get their 3 to make it a 7-point lead.
I was just looking over at Jaws before to wonder if he said go for it again.
No.
What else would you do this late in the season? We're 5-9
and a
go
fourth and a
for it
foot.
again. But he didn't do that wisely.
The biggest event of the year is now even bigger. The Toyotathon of Toyotathons is in its final days, so we're going above and beyond to bring you the deal of all deals on your favorite Toyotas, like great leases, cashback, or low financing. With savings like these, no wonder Toyota has the best overall value of any brand. It's your last chance of the year to get amazing deals, so hurry. This event ends soon. Get to the Toyotathon of Toyotathons now.
What happens when you grant a wish?
Woo! Yeah!
There's still time to find out with last-minute gifts throughout the store at Sears. Hurry in for big savings with all cordless power tools on sale. Get this powerful Craftsman C3 combo kit, just $79.99. And high-tech wishes like this TomTom GPS, just $99.99. Plus, save 50 to 60% on the greatest styles in men's sweaters and coats. Time runs out Wednesday. Don't just give a gift. Grant a wish. Sears.
Hello, I'm a Mac. And I'm a PC. Mac, do you know why I love this time of year? Because it's the season for peace on Earth? No, it's because we get to be animated. And that means we can do anything. For instance, I can float up in the air. I can build things in fast motion. Wow. Yeah, I can even talk to animals. Hey, happy holidays, little bunny. Where are you headed?
I'm going to the Apple Store for some last-minute gifts.
Oops. Oh, I'm sorry. How did that happen? Clumsy me.
ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by T. Rowe Price, providing investment management excellence for over 70 years. Reach for the original. Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling. Now that's a great thought. And NFL.com. Fantasy season is not over. Play the playoff challenge at NFL.com/fantasy.
Tonight's aerial coverage from the shore of Lake Michigan, provided by DirecTV. It's 208 miles north on the Lake Michigan shore to a very opposite city. You know, folks from Green Bay come down to the big city in Chicago to do their shopping, and the folks from Chicago head across the border up to Wisconsin to vacation, get away. It's such great opposites and dynamics on this rivalry over the years.
Country mouse, city mouse.
Trying to keep it away from Manning, who runs up to get it at the 16. Tough to return this kick on the sideline. Manning trying to get outside is brought down just shy of the 30-yard line. Charlie Pepra and Desmond Bishop on the stop. Bears offense under 100 yards through 3 quarters, and incredibly still in the game.
ABC, your NBA destination for a Christmas Day doubleheader. First, the Spurs battle the Suns. Then, it's a finals rematch when the Lakers look for revenge against the Celtics. Coverage begins at 2 Eastern on.
We need to tell them that we need to...
Who was that?
Dave's out there right now. Dave, where's it going?
It's heading north. Can you see it? It's okay. Okay, it's landing. What? It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we should leave.
It's opening. There's something coming out of this thing. Here, look.
I think we should stay.
I'm good. Yeah, the new LG Insight only at AT&T. Work email, calendar, and live video share calls so you'll be ready on the day the Earth stands still.
I can't believe I'm beating Billie Jean King.
You're not beating me. In fact, you haven't even got a serve in.
Okay, you might want to take a gander at the scoreboard. Whoa, what's with the Geico sign, Billie Jean?
They're sponsoring all this.
I get it. I quit, but I get it. Oh, look at that's hilarious.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everything worth listening to is now on Sirius XM. 69 commercial-free music channels. The most talk, news, and entertainment. every major sport. New programming, new choices, new prices, over 130 channels. Add the best of Sirius to your XM subscription or the best of XM to your Sirius subscription free for 3 months. Hear what over 35 million listeners can't get enough of. Sirius XM.
The Green Bay defense has suffered some injuries. They've also suffered from bad performances the last 4 games since we saw them in New Orleans. They've turned it around here tonight, somewhat due to Green Bay's defense, somewhat due to the Bears' offensive ineptitude. From the 30-yard line, Matt Forte back in the game. Did not play the last couple of series. The rookie out of Tulane running hard for a gain of 4 yards. So much of the Bears' offensive struggles wrap around their inability to find the guy under center, Tony.
Well, they haven't had a quarterback forever and ever and ever, and they always go into every year not knowing if they're going to have a quarterback. There's a real difference between that and Green Bay, which always had Brett Favre. And I mean, my position was that if Green Bay had a traditional owner, that never would have happened. An owner would have said to a GM, you can't get rid of Brett Favre. But the transition seems to have worked. The Bears have never had transitions that work. Never.
Orton looking for the tight end. Desmond Clark could not pull it in as he was hand fighting with Nick Collins.
It just shouldn't be so hard to find a quarterback when 15 other teams in the league seem to find quarterbacks every 3rd year. The Bears should find somebody.
You know, as you watch this Bears offense and you see that throw to Desmond Clark just go off his hands, every ball is contested.
Yes.
You know, you don't see separation where the quarterback has a big window to throw the ball into. Almost every ball thrown, there's a packer around him. Every throw's contested.
3rd and 6, they'll do it out of the shotgun. Bears down 7. Need to win to stay alive in the playoff chase. Orton made space, got it complete to Clark. First down at the 41-yard line. In front of Tremont Williams.
Yeah, that was a good job by Kyle Orton. There was a pressure from the outside, and that's what the quarterback has to do. Allow your offensive tackles to take that pass rush to the outside. You'll see Orton right here. Stays right in that pocket. There's the pressure. Step up. Know where your alternate receivers are. He goes to an alternate receiver for the first down. That's a nice job. No, it is a first down. Correct.
Yes. 6 first downs in 3+ quarters for Chicago. From the 41, Orton for Hester. Behind him, I think they hit the ground. Incomplete. Good call. Good call.
This leads to something. Before we just slam the quarterbacks in Chicago, it's almost as long since they've had a great quarterback as that they've had a great wide receiver. Yeah. They don't have any wide receivers go to the Pro Bowl. Maybe Marty Booker once, 7 or 8 years ago or something like that. So it's a catch-22. Not only don't you have a great quarterback, but you don't have great wide receivers who might make a mediocre quarterback look very good. So it's the worst of all possible worlds on offense.
Well, there's the numbers. 9 completions by Orton tonight, 7 to tight ends, only 2 to wideouts. Swing to Forte. Got space. First down. Matt Forte into Packer territory at the 44-yard line. Pickup of 15 for the rookie.
Again, Forte is an excellent receiver out of the backfield. He is the Bears' leading receiver, and he's a running back. Does a real nice job. Orton does a good job of allowing Cameron to come in on him and then get rid of the football. And Forte in space, makes people miss, gets the first down.
Bears are over 100 yards. That was the first catch of the night for Forte. 59 team leading, as you said, on the season. Bears starting to put together a drive here. Orton, play action, tight end, Olsen, right at the line. Looks like another Bears first down in front of Nick Collins.
Olsen is just a really tough matchup for the Green Bay Packers. He's been beating Woodson, their all-pro corner. Now you're going to get a match against Nick Collins, their all-pro safety. He's just doing a real good job of getting open, and I love the way he catches the ball with his hands. It's like 15 below. He doesn't body the ball. He reaches out and snags it out of the air, attacks the football, moves the chains.
Out of Miami, 4 catches tonight.
That's the wind chill factor, Tony, 15 below.
From the 34, again, play action with Forte. Orton just gets rid of it as his receiver over here, Desmond Clark, was involved with the linebacker, Brandon Chiller, and they let Aaron Campbell come in with pressure.
This is the sort of perfect microcosm when you talk about Olsen, the microcosm of the Bears. When Olsen was drafted, Lovie Smith was starting Rex Grossman, and his exact words were, "We're drafting Greg Olsen because he's going to be Rex Grossman's best friend." So now he's Kyle Orton's best friend, you know. But that Lovie always had it in mind that the tight end is the dominant receiver for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, you saw Grossman on the sideline, Super Bowl starter 2 years ago. Started one game because of the injury to Orton, and that was the loss to Tennessee. A timeout here by the Bears. 5 minutes gone by. Fourth quarter, Bears drive.
The game has gotten faster. The players, bigger. And the armpits, well, looks like we got here just in time. Right Guard Extreme, killer odor and wetness protection, and official deodorant of the NBA.
Disciplined investing. At T. Rowe Price, it's not just about the short term. It's about a steady, long-term approach. For a 10-year period, over 70% of our mutual funds beat their Lipper average. Low-cost mutual funds from T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Request a complete prospectus or profile with investment objectives, risks, fees, expenses, and other information to read and consider carefully before investing.
Keeps pace with you. Because you're more than one thing. And so is Venza.
Tonight, much more from an ice-cold Monday night in Chicago. And looking ahead to Week 17, which teams will win their way into the playoffs. Plus, Kobe and Magic on how to beat the Celtics. Sports Centers after the game.
The playoff story in the NFC. Congratulations to Tom Coughlin and the Giants on an exhilarating overtime win. They're the 1 seed. Panthers having clinched the 2 seed. They've got work to do. Vikings watching anxiously. The Cardinals hanging in there. Meantime, the wild card situation. There are the Bears trying to get to 9-6. They would need Dallas and Tampa to lose next week, and they win twice to be the wild card. Can still win the division by winning here and Sunday and getting the Vikings to lose to the Giants. Orton. Marty Booker. No. Third down.
The most amazing thing about that playoff picture, as you were saying, is that no matter how often the Dallas Cowboys lose, they are still in the picture.
Yeah,
always in it.
Marty Booker's got to make this catch. That's right between the 8 and the 6, and you know he could pick on Kyle Orton if you want, but you know you got to get some help too.
Booker, the only Pro Bowl receiver the Bears have had in 37 years, 1971. Third and 10.
37.
First drive the Bears have had tonight that's lasted more than 5 plays. Can they keep it going? Orton intercepted. Nick Collins with the pick. Collins, who took 3 back this year, is tackled by Roberto Garza. So not even an opportunity to kick the field goal. It's an interception thrown by Orton.
If you read Kyle Orton's eyes, he will take you to the football. He stared down the route, and Nick Collins read it beautifully. He was reading the eyes of Kyle Orton, took him right to the football.
Flag here at the end of the Collins return. That's his 6th pick.
After the interception, during the return, illegal block in the back, number 96, the return team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Saw Mike Montgomery, defensive lineman, had a good game. All right, Jaws. You said it. Here's a look at it. Staring him down. Nick Collins says, thank you for pick 6 on the season. Bears drive thwarted.
Dad.
Oh.
Stars, your premium destination for movie entertainment and more, with the biggest hit movies and breakthrough original series and high definition, not available on any other premium channel. Experience theater-like entertainment in your own home with Stars HD and enjoy movies the way they were meant to be seen. Stars, are you ready? Tune in this month for College Road Trip on Stars channels 520 and 521.
We need to tell them that we need to...
Who was that?
Dave's out there right now. Dave, where's it going?
It's heading north. Can you see it? It's okay. Okay, it's landing. What? It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we should leave.
It's opening. There's something coming out of this thing. Here, look.
I think we should stay.
I'm good. Yeah, we can
The new LG Insight only at AT&T. Work email, calendar, and live video share calls so you'll be ready on the day the Earth stands still.
Circuit City's the place for store-wide savings. Right now, save up to 30% on clearance items throughout the store. Limited quantities and no rain checks. See store for details. Plus, use your Circuit City card and pay no interest for 18 months store-wide on total purchases $9.99 and up. Save up to $1,200 on Sony LCD TVs. Save $40 on this Canon PowerShot, just $159.99. Or save $80 on this TomTom GPS, only $99.99. Save store-wide today at Circuit City.
For the second consecutive time, a Bears drive has ended with an interception. Kyle Orton has put his defense back on the field and asking him to make a play. Packers take over at their own 29, 9:36 left. Green Bay trying to sweep the season series and eliminate their rival from the playoffs. Play pass, Rodgers to Driver. Not touched yet. Well, I guess he was, the 45, I beg your pardon. Driver is thinking the same thing I did, that Daniel Manning didn't touch him. But it's a first down nonetheless. Gain of 16.
Got to like the call by Mike McCarthy. You know, you got to figure the Bears going to load up the line of scrimmage. They do. You're going to get the one-on-one coverage. Excellent job in the pocket and throw the strike where you're going to get Donald Driver matched against Daniel Manning, and he beats him one-on-one.
He caught it on his knees, and the Bear receiver dropped it on him.
6 grabs for Driver, 63 yards on the night. Brian Grant comes to the left. And out of Notre Dame, the Golden Domer and Fighting Irish country down here in Chicago, gains 3 yards. It's so funny, the Vikings and the Packers dislike each other as much as the Bears and the Packers do. But you have all the Minnesota fans rooting for the Packers here for this 8.5 to see the Vikings win the NFC North and not have to play the Giants to get in next week.
Sort of a bitter pill to have to root quite like that, I'm sure.
Absolutely. And we have that with the AFC East teams as well in a triangle this week. Grant right, great play. Tommy Harris. 3rd and long coming up. Diving inside of 8 minutes in regulation.
Well, the key to stopping the run on a consistent basis is penetration. Tommy Harris does a terrific job of exploding into the backfield. Just right between that guard and that center, and he is in the backfield, almost took the handoff from Aaron Rodgers. Tommy Harris, when he gets it going, a very explosive tackle.
Playing up to that 4-year, $40 million extension here tonight. Loss of 6 there. Harris has 3 tackles for loss tonight. Long 3rd down, halfway through the 4th. All 7 Bears come underneath. It's deflected. That pressure from Daniel Manning in these nickel situations has been a winner for the Bears here tonight.
It's such a fabulous circular thing that goes on. The fans cheer for the defense. The defense makes the play. The Bears offense gets on the field. Can't do anything. The defense has to come back, and the fans cheer at the same moments all the time.
Well, here's their offense right now. The punt returning ability of Devin Hester.
It is like they are trying to will Hester into shades of last year. Bad kick, Kapanos. Hester on the run to the 25. Looking for space. Hester across the 40 and out to the 48-yard line. So decent field position for the Bears at the 7-14 mark.
Yes, and now you settle into that frustrating part of the evening if you're a Chicago Bears fan. How many plays until we give up the ball? You know.
Injured Bear on the play. The return by Hester was 23 yards, his second longest of the year punt return. He had a 25-yarder. Injured for Chicago is Marcus Hamilton, backup cornerback out of Virginia. Timeout in Chicago.
Connect to everything you love in life in a bold new way. Introducing BlackBerry Bold. As beautiful as it is powerful.
So many great moments in the rivalry. Do you remember Monday Night Football, Halloween night 14 years ago? In the throwback uniforms, Brett Favre's longest touchdown run of his career. Part of a Packer victory at Soldier Field, 33-6. Over the Chicago Bears. Go back over history. These two franchises, 1-2 all-time in wins. Lombardi and Hallis over the years. Titles, Packers #1 with 12. The Bears with 9, second overall. And the Hall of Famers, mainly for that team, 21 Packers, 26 Bears. Think about it, guys. If you play in the NFC and you want to do it all, you win the Hallis Trophy to win the NFC title. You win the Lombardi Trophy to win the Super Bowl.
That's right.
It's Bears-Packers.
Nothing better than that.
Bears down a touchdown. The rookie Forte would have bounced to the outside, and Matt Forte into the secondary to the 24-yard line. First down, Chicago, a gain of 26.
And that's why Matt Forte is valuable, you know, because he's got, is it 36% of all their yards this year?
Yes, sir.
36%, he's a rookie. They need him, and he can't sit out.
And Desmond Clark, the tight end, did a great job of sealing to the inside, allowing Matt Forte to get to the outside.
Officially given 28 yards. Forte comes to the right, gonna block to the 15-yard line. Spilled there by Nick Collins. 2nd and 2.
He must have been taking a nap when we didn't see him before, when they put the other backs in.
I think
it's great now.
I'm sorry, Tony. I think what you'll see right now is Ron Turner put the ball in the hands of Matt Forte and put the hat on the offensive line to win this football game, or at least tie it up right here.
Heck of a block by Olin Kreutz, the center, pulling on that play. Forte, third straight time, gets the first down to the 12-yard line. And they're doing it for themselves. They do it for their franchise. I got to tell you, the wind chill's been below 0. We've said it all night. This place is packed. These fans have been behind their team that honestly gave them a garbage offensive effort for 3 quarters. This place will erupt if the Bears score and tie the game.
And they're all standing right now, every single one of them.
Hester to the top, Lloyd to the bottom. Olsen lines up back there to block for Forte. And the Packers bow their necks on defense, stopped at the 11. Gain of 1.5 yards.
Yeah, Ryan Pickett did a real nice job of submarining, of not allowing Matt Forte to get started.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9 at the 11.
Packer fans have to be antsy. These are the situations where their defense in the last month has come up empty. Olsen split in the slot with Hester up top, keeping it on the ground. Forte. Their third, about 5 coming up. Inside of 5 minutes left. Lovie Smith from Big Sandy, Texas. And when I grew up in Texas, I was a Cowboy fan. And at that time, the late 60s, the big rival was the Green Bay Packers. Getting the first job as a head coach.
Get away from him.
Big rival, the Green Bay Packers, and he said it January 15th, 04. Day he got the job. Direct quote, our #1 goal is to beat Green Bay.
The Bears may be in 4-down area right here. You don't know how many times they're going to get good field position. You may want to try to tie this baby up on this drive.
Good call, Jaws. Hester in motion. Orton throws. Caught. Hester. What a job by Brandon Chiller, who wouldn't let him stretch for the first down. 4th and about 1 yard plus. They need to get to the 3, and they're going to go.
It's probably less than 1 yard, Mike. But you're right, an excellent tackle by Brandon Chiller, tackling the elusive Devin Hester in space.
They're cheering for the offense. This is so unusual. Usually there's tremendous skepticism, but they like the idea that they're going to go for it.
They're going to have to call a timeout.
Yeah, change personnel with the play clock down at 10. 74, the first-year tackle Chris Williams reports as ineligible, and the Bears take a timeout. And if you don't get in here, you hate burning timeouts in situations like this with 3:41 to go. So the Bears trying to keep their season alive. What's on your lap?
I have a blanket.
That's okay, never mind.
I got cold, and I got a heated blanket. At least it's not one of those snugglies where it looked like the Mad Monk when it comes all the way up to here.
Okay,
I mean, Karzai, stop.
Right.
What the Bears have done was run it effectively, and then Green Bay got wise to it. Now, Jaws, down here, 4th and 1. Would you go back and power run it?
Yes, yeah. You got to put the way Kyle Orton is playing right now. You don't want to put that decision in his hands. What you do best is give the ball to Matt Forte. You got maybe a less than a yard to go right now. Run the football.
Wouldn't you think the Packers are expecting that exact play?
Well, but where are you going to run it? That's the key. Right now, it's 4th down. Your season is on the line. Your playoff hopes are on the line. You've thought about this play all week. When you get in this situation, who's the best offensive lineman to run behind? Who is the best back to give the football to? And who's the weakest in defensive line?
So you give it to Forte for sure, right?
I'm going to give it a Forte.
Okay.
There's no doubt in my mind I'm going to do it.
Chris Williams, the first-round pick, reports as the eligible extra tackle. It is Forte pushing forward. He ran into Ryan Pickett, and I don't know.
He got it. I believe he got it.
Check the spot here with 3:29 to go. I don't know.
Wow, it's very close. I thought he had it. Not looking at the TV replay, I'm looking at the field. I thought he had it. There was a good push by the offensive line up front. Boy, and you're right. Ryan Pickett was like a stone wall right there.
And, you know, Jaws, the ball is deep in his body. It's not forward. So it's the penetration of the ball. They have to measure. You could challenge a spot via replay. The Bears are only down to 1 timeout. Oh, did he get it by the nose? Yes! First down, Bears. Wow.
That was tight.
Now they have the opportunity to run it 4 more times.
Well, that's 4 more. That's what they will do.
That's right. That's right.
You're going to give it to Matt Forte, and you're going to put it on that offensive line. That's Chicago Bear football.
First and goal for the Bears, down 7. Forte behind the fullback Davis to the end zone, and in! Touchdown, Chicago Bears!
Right up the middle, Matt Forte carrying Aaron Rouse into the end zone.
Packer injury on the touchdown, Johnny Jolly. Very important part of that defensive middle of the Packers line, limping off the field. Now we have a key extra point in this very cold weather to try to tie the game.
All right, Tony, this sets up exactly what you've been talking about all night for Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers can lead his team down the field. He's 0 for 7 in these circumstances so far this year, and now we'll see if he can make it 1 for 8.
It's so amazing when we talk about all these tiebreakers and common games and division games and all this other hullabaloo. Like this much of the football, a fingernail of the football on a spot gets the first down and keeps the drive alive for Forte.
Yeah, and certainly the people in Philadelphia were hoping for a Green Bay victory, as well as those in Minnesota. The Eagles need at least 1 Bear loss, and they need a win over Dallas and a Tampa Bay loss. So there's, everyone in different cities are pulling for their teams.
Pat Manley snaps it. Brad Maynard holds it. Robbie Gould kicks it. Game tied at 17. They'll get ready to sing Bear Down Chicago Bears here at Soldier Field. Their team has given them nothing on offense and come back to tie the game.
Right. And nobody's leaving. Everybody's going to sit here.
When the kids are born, like in Lincoln Park and Wrigleyville and Orland Park, you got to teach them bear down Chicago Bears.
Did you once tell me that every single team in the league has its own song?
Yes, they do.
You have not memorized all, have you?
No.
You promise you haven't.
No.
But every team has its own song.
Yes.
That's not true in basketball, I know.
No.
And I doubt it's true in baseball.
Well, even at 17, it'll be two stories now where the kick return goes. On the Bears defense and on Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
And the guys have teed it up because this has been foremost in the mind of Aaron Rodgers. Did a lot this year, but one thing was missing. We'll get to it after the kick. Gold with a little pooch kick. Tough to field. Blackman waits for it at the 18. Has a seam on the near side. Adrian Peterson sends it to the sideline. Horse collar out of bounds. Give the Packers the ball at the Bears' 40-yard line. Big mistake by a guy who's usually reliable in those situations, Adrian Peterson.
And for a minute, it looked like disaster for the Packers as that ball hit the ground.
Actually, the runner was out of bounds. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, late hit out of bounds. Number 29 for the kicking team. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Could have either one, late hit or horse collar.
Terrible penalty. That's a terrible penalty.
And where he went out of bounds was farther ahead than I thought it was. And you can take it to the 35-yard line.
They're literally in field goal range already for Mason Crosby.
47 the total gain on the kick return and the penalty. The Bears only have one timeout remaining. Rodgers will throw it on first down. Incomplete, intended for Ruvel Martin. And Rodgers, this point in the game, the last few weeks.
He has been trailing and he has thrown interceptions. The worst times of his career have come late in the fourth quarter with the lead recently. It hasn't worked at all. The great shadow that Brett Favre casts over Aaron Rodgers can be dispelled only by winning these games when these opportunities present themselves. Because even if Favre didn't win 95 by coming back, even if it was only in the 20s, he had enough magic that everybody thinks he won it every time they were down, and Rodgers has to do that.
From the 35, quick hit, Greg Jennings on the edge. What a play by Corey Graham out of New Hampshire. He's been very good tonight. Third and long coming up. And you talk about those numbers, Tony, all seasons 0-7. And Jaws, as we watch the play by Graham, what has Rodgers not done in these late game situations this year?
I'm sorry, my guy's watching that replay right there, but I think what Rodgers has to do is not force the throw. You know, he's been very good in the red zone, but take what the defense gives you. He's been too aggressive in these situations.
That's it, the aggressiveness. 3rd and 8 from here, a field goal would be 51 yards. Bears bring 4. Rodgers got it. First down, James Jones inside the 25-yard line. The Bears have one timeout, the 2-minute warning. And Jones, who's had lingering injuries with his posterior cruciate ligament injury this season, is injured. And the time ran down to the 2-minute warning there, and that injury stoppage.
Well, despite all the shortcomings Aaron Rodgers has had in this situation this season, he really trusted James Jones in that situation. There was tight coverage, and he trusted the receiver to make a play.
Bad break there for the Bears, not getting the stoppage for the injury before the 2-minute warning. Going to cost them a play. What a job by Jones to make the catch.
The biggest event of the year is now even bigger.
The Toyotathon of Toyotathons is in its final days, so we're going above and beyond to bring you the deal of all deals on your favorite Toyotas, like great leases, cashback, or low financing. With savings like these, no wonder Toyota has the best overall value of any brand. It's your last chance of the year to get amazing deals, so hurry. This event ends soon. Get to the Toyotathon of Toyotathons now.
The holidays are a time for sharing. Good thing Miller Lite comes in a 12-pack. Have a great holiday. Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling.
Anything weird happen to you today?
This is spooky.
When the stories come to life, you won't believe your eyes.
It doesn't hurt that bad. Oh, you're right.
Disney's Bedtime Stories. Rated PG. Christmas Day.
How did we do this year? Divide the results of the interactive poll by 2850. This quotient is the first component. Poll the coaches and divide that number by 1575. Throw out the high and low numbers of the 6 computer rankings, add the remaining 4, and divide by 100 to get the final component. Add these numbers together and divide by 3. That's how we did.
Tonight, much more from an ice-cold Monday night in Chicago. And looking ahead to Week 17, which teams will win their way into the playoffs. Plus, Kobe and Magic on how to beat the Celtics. Sports Center's after the game.
This guy's Bears have one timeout, 2 minutes left. Because that play was brought down inbounds, but the receiver, even with the injury, it still would have run down to the 2-minute warning. Handoff first down, Ryan Grant to the right. No gain. Bears have one timeout left, and they're going to take it here with $1:54. So you may be looking, when all is said and done, if the Packers run the ball, don't go out of bounds, you could be looking at the Bears getting it back, field goal made or missed, inside of a half-minute left.
Oh, yeah, it'll be less than 30 seconds to get the ball back. So it's going to be run, field goal attempt.
And again, the Bears have to win this game and then win at Houston on Sunday to get in the playoffs. So they would need still some help. They'd need the Vikings to lose to the Giants on Sunday in Minneapolis. And they would also win a wild card if the Bears go win-win and the Cowboys and Buccaneers lose coming up on Sunday. But all those scenarios only trigger with a Bear victory here tonight. And again, yesterday, the Bears sat back and watched really over the weekend, and they got the grand slam. The 4 teams that they really needed to lose did lose to add a lot of significance to tonight's game. Chicago out of timeouts. Grant tripped up inside the 20. From the 19 to 37-yard field goal from here. The attention turns to Mason Crosby, second-year man out of Colorado. You may have seen earlier the stat go by. He was the first rookie to lead the NFL in scoring since '85. That was Kevin Butler. Did it with the great Bears team of that year. Crosby's missed a 46-yarder tonight, made a 28-yarder.
And not the best conditions for a place kicker. Frozen field.
Third and 5, Grant again stopped by Kevin Payne, and it will run down
by Kevin Payne. Loss of 1.
To about 25 seconds, and Aaron Rodgers will park right to the hip of Ron Winter and take that timeout when the play clock runs down to 1. And then the Bears will have about 20 seconds when they get the ball back after the kick by Crosby.
And Brian Urlacher on the last field goal attempt by Mason Crosby had good pressure up the middle, almost blocked it. You got to believe that they'll come with that pressure up the middle once again.
We saw this same scenario with Carolina last night against the Giants, except it was much windier, and the kick was from much further out, and ultimately the kick was drawn left by the wind. This is closer in, and I don't think the wind is anywhere near as tough.
No, it's not. The wind was
really
fierce right to left. And this was all set up by Adrian Peterson. It was a good kick return to begin with.
but Peterson exacerbated it with the 15-yard flag. Called a late hit. He also had the horse collar. Here, let's take you back for a second to that play, which could be the key play in the season for the Bears as Blackman was heading out of bounds.
Well, in defense of Adrian Peterson, the Bears didn't do a good job of covering the kick. I mean, the ball was laying on the ground for a couple seconds.
That's an extra 15 yards.
I know, but they didn't cover the kick very well either.
Brett Good is the holder. Matt Flynn going to put it down. Crosby the kick from 38 for the lead for the Pack. Blocked! The Bears blocked the kick! Out of bounds, Chicago ball. The Bears defense comes through.
Unbelievable.
Why is it unbelievable? This is how they score. This is how they win. Their defense does everything for them for years and years and years.
Alex Brown, who has an interception earlier, gets what could be a season-saving block. Watch the push up the middle.
Just tremendous push. Alex Brown, you see him, number 96, off the ball. Look at all the hands up in the air.
Aaron Rodgers watching goes, you gotta be kidding me. Not again.
I can't catch a break, he said.
Bears are gonna take a knee and send this one to overtime.
Do you think they understand that in an overtime, there's no second overtime?
Wait. What do you do here? You may want to defer if you're the Bears. You may want to play defense. I know you always laugh at me when I say that.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, all right.
Conversation here with the officials. Let's sort this out first. As the Bears went to get it, touched it, pushed it out of bounds.
Field goal was blocked and stayed behind the line of scrimmage. The ball went out of bounds behind the line. Therefore, the ball belongs to the defensive team at the spot, out of bounds. First down.
Now back at the spot of the attempt. Now a tie. We don't always talk about the tie scenarios in terms of playoffs. A tie in this scenario, in many ways, puts the Bears where the Eagles have been in these tiebreakers and could be of a help for Chicago. They are not eliminated with a tie. Now we got a long way to go to get there.
Yes, we do.
And in a break, you'll have to explain to me how they're not eliminated. And I know you know.
To a knee and to overtime. The Packers have lost an overtime game at Tennessee this year, 1916. The Bears won last week's game against New Orleans in overtime, 27-24, and lost week 3 overtime to the Buccaneers by the same score. We'll have the coin toss. To set up the 15-minute overtime period.
Because that's what people want to do. They want to stay out in this weather even longer. That's what they want.
Just incredible. If the Bears win the toss, you think they'll send their defense out?
This is a sudden death overtime period. First team to score wins the game. If there is no score, the game ends in a tie. There'll be fourth quarter timing. Each team has 2 timeouts. All replay reviews will be handled upstairs. Who's going to make the choice, please? He called tails.
They say tails never fails.
It hit
Urlacher
in the head.
It is heads.
It hit Urlacher in the head. What kind of terrible coin toss was that? It hit Brian Urlacher in the head.
Well, they did play some World Cup soccer matches here, and he is a Bears linebacker, so it all makes...
It's a header.
Hit him in the head.
It's a heck of a toss,
They were looking for the coin. Where'd it go? It bounced off his helmet.
You know, I remember the Jerome Bettis Thanksgiving Day coin toss with Phil Luckett in Detroit. I've never seen people chase after the coin. We're still here because of the big block by Alex Brown, and Lovie Smith's team is still alive. The Bears get it first. Overtime in Chicago after this.
I figure the engineers who built the all-new 09 F-150 are probably the same guys we all cheated off of in science class. We're thinking about pizza, they're thinking about aerodynamic wake properties. Crazy smart. Take fuel economy, for example. They gave it 21 miles per gallon. You can't get a truck with better mileage, and they didn't give up an ounce of power to get it. In fact, they actually increased the horsepower. Now that is some A-plus truck thinking. It's not just a new truck, it's a new F-150.
What is this?
This is a plan to help take the company green.
Green? You mean like light bulbs, recycling?
These guys have covered everything. Data centers, PCs, networking, supply chains, top to bottom.
Cute. But where is the business value in tree hugging?
They could cut our energy costs by as much as 40%.
40%?
40%.
Sirs, your comments on global warming.
It's definitely hot. Just like the NFC North's running game.
It's a pass-happy league, but this division likes to keep it on the ground.
When you've got Adrian Peterson and Ryan Grant, why not?
Does that help?
Tune into the best team in football. Sunday NFL Countdown presented by IBM, Sundays at 11.
For the second time in the history of the Bears and Packers in the regular season, we go to overtime. Bizarre end to that 1980 game. A field goal blocked by the Bears, caught out of the air by the kicker Chester Markle, who ran it in for a 12-6 overtime win for Green Bay. And then the second meeting between the teams that year, the Bears won 61-7, and Buddy Ryan blitzed the whole game, up 61-7.
You sound surprised, Buddy Ryan blitzed.
Overtime begins with Danielle Manning back to receive. The kickoff of Mason Crosby. And it's Manning from the 9. Fans to their feet as Manning tried to hurdle the would-be tackler, but was taken down by Will Blackman, his fellow kick returner, and the Bears will take over with a long field.
Are you disappointed, Jaws, that they took possession of the ball and didn't send the defense out?
Because they have a great return team. That's why they took the ball. It wasn't because of their dynamic offense. All right. Kyle Orton's going to have to make a play eventually. You can't keep handing it off to Matt Forte. Going to have to make a play.
Defensive pass interference with Hester involved. Big overtime play against New Orleans. Here it's Orton to the tight end. He's pulled down from behind. Horse collar. Bang 15 onto that one. Take him inside the 40-yard line. First down, Chicago.
Love the play call by Ron Turner. Quick count of the line of scrimmage. You got Greg Olsen in the backfield. The defense doesn't recognize it quick enough. Here it is. Play action fake. Olsen quickly out in the flat. Does a great job of turning it up. He's matched against Aaron Rouse once again. A safety.
Illegal horse collar tackle. Defense. 15-yard penalty. And a first down.
A safety on Olsen. Good matchup for that tight end.
Marking the spot of the flag, it's going to take it to the 35-yard line. From here, a field goal's 52. They're getting close to Robbie Gould's field goal range. One snap into overtime. Forte ran it well on the last drive to set up the Bears' touchdown that tied the game. Forte to the right. The rookie gains 5 yards to the 30-yard line. Let me give you just briefly the tie scenarios. A tie keeps Green Bay, Chicago rather, alive for the division because they'd be a half game back with still a game to go both ways. Because of Philadelphia's tie, you could end up with these teams tied at 9-6-1 for that last spot. And Philadelphia lost here in Chicago on a Sunday night game in a head-to-head. So there are tiebreaker possibilities, but the Bears are thinking about the win here. Forte, good job off the edge to fire in by Aaron Rouse, who had the horse collar flag 2 plays ago. Third down.
Well, Aaron Rouse is a safety, and he's lined up right in the box. You have Olsen in the backfield. He whiffs on him, and Rouse makes a terrific play. Olsen's got to be aware. When he's in that backfield in that stance, he's got to see that safety up near the line of scrimmage, have his head in a swivel, and make that block.
From here, a field goal is 51 or 52 yards. Robbie Gould has never made a 50-yard field goal. 3rd and 9. Pressure from the Packers picked up. Forte's got it. Hawk slipped. Forte first down at the 20-yard line. A.J. Hawk slipped, and Forte took it to the 20.
This is what, Jaws, you talked about before. The great failing of Green Bay's defense late in games recently. This is exactly what is going on again. The horrifying deja vu circumstance for Green Bay.
And this was a one-receiver route. This ball was going to Matt Forte out of the backfield. Both outside receivers slanted in, created a rub element. That was going to Forte no matter what happened.
Forte slips. Oh, boy. He was lucky to get there close enough to get his hands on it. Lovie Smith looks down. Should I go for the field goal now?
Wow. Whew. That was close to disaster. When a back slips like this, a lot of times you'll see the ball laying on the ground. I mean, Kyle Orton basically put that ball on his shoulder pads. Forte did a great job of just holding on to the football.
What are you thinking now? If you're Aaron Rodgers on the sidelines and you had a chance to finally break that 0-for-7 streak with a good field goal, and now you see the possibility of going 0-for-8 without ever getting your hands on the ball at all in overtime.
And he drove him down the field and got him in field goal range.
Yes.
At 22, Hester on a reverse action, and they hand it up the middle of Forte. Takes it just to the 20, and here comes Gould on 3rd down. In case there's a bad snap, you can throw it away. Robbie Gould kicked a 35-yard field goal against the Saints in overtime 11 nights ago. He has a chance to kick a game winner, keep the season alive field goal for the Bears.
How much have the Bears been outplayed for most of this game?
About all of it.
And now they're in position to win.
Fans chanting, Robbie, Robbie for the kicker. The Packers have 2 timeouts. We'll see if they take one. Patrick Manley snaps it. Brad Maynard will hold it. McCarthy timeout. Hold it! Well, Maynard who's going to take a timeout as well. It'll be Green Bay's timeout.
Robbie Gould has been magnificent in these situations. In this stadium where the wind is usually swirling, it's cold. This is a tough kick, but he's used to making them here.
Guess this is what happens if you're the Packers and you've lost 4 in a row. And you find yourself with no reason to lose this game because you have dominated the game. And you get your field goal blocked, and now on an overtime circumstance, if you were to lose this, to lose your 5th game in a row to your arch rival who you could have knocked out of the playoffs on a combination of just terrible luck and crazy special team plays the entire evening. Wow.
Football's a game of inches, they say. How about just tonight?
The fourth down
of the football.
play.
Yep, for the spot, for the first down. And the big hand of Alex Brown getting the 38-yard field goal attempt of Mason Crosby blocked to keep the game alive. The coin toss off the head of Urlacher. And now another 38-yard field goal attempt. Manley, Maynard, and Gould to tie the division and keep the Bears alive. The Chicago Bears win in overtime, and the season is still alive. For the 2nd straight week, Robbie Gould out of Penn State is the overtime field goal hero. Once again, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers lose a close game. They've lost their last 4 games by 4, 3, 4, and 3. And Lovie Smith's Bears are alive. Here's the coach with Susie Colbert.
Season on the line so many times. What moment stands out for you?
Well, at halftime, you know, we just talked about not going out like that. This team has a lot of character, and offense had to move the ball in the second half. They did. Defense shut them down. Team effort.
The rivalry with Green Bay and what it means to you, and then to get this win over them.
Well, it's big. That in itself is enough to get fired up for. I'm talking about just a rivalry, but we're trying to get in the playoffs. It was a game we had to have, and the guys just weren't going to be denied.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Susie. And thanks to you, Michelle Tafoya. Great work on the sideline all year. 176 regular season times, once in the playoffs back in 1941. And the Bears and Packers, they just never let you down. The kick by Gold. Perfect snap. Perfect hold. And for the second straight week, an overtime win for Lovie Smith's team. When they were outgained 325 to 210 tonight, Kyle Orton made enough plays to get it. All he does win football games, guys.
Can't argue that. Wow.
And Brian Urlacher and the Bears go to Houston to play the Texans on Sunday, while the Vikings will play the Giants. And you know Tom Coughlin, he's not going to let his guys lay down for 2 weeks with the bye week as well. Minnesota's going to have to earn it. And the Bears need other help, perhaps, from teams for the wild card. Thanks for a great season, guys.
Thank you, Michael. That was a blast.
Tim Cargan helped us out tonight. Our producer all year, Jay Rothman, director Chip Dean, our awesome crew. We thank you for joining us. Sports Center is next. Until we see you for season 40 of Monday Night Football, we'll leave you with the images and reflections of our 2008 trip across America, which ended on the final snap and in victory here in Chicago.
This journey spans the corners of our country, sharing with you our front row seat. Monday night's lights illuminating pro football's glory and its greatness. Its gaps and what makes us gasp. Center of attention, the men under center. From the precision of their passes to grace tested by the surrounding firestorm. Captivating stories of those for whom time had come and gone, and it's their time again. An unthinkable new green place for the game's most familiar face, and his replacement's first leap to earn their faith. The moments. Coming from veterans whose hourglass sand might be dwindling, but their passion and play remain unmatched. From the local hero, it was a bow for a man beloved. The chance to watch a man practice his trade, then hours later, perfect it. And a night when even the otherwise vanquished can step above champions. Each week we bear witness to the artistry, the strength, and determination. This generation's big-time players earning their place on this 39-year stage. So now we gather with you to watch, to see who will break the tape first. Be the Super One on February 1. Then, in a few months, the journey will begin anew. We'll be ready, and know you will be too.
ESPN thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.